To the championship match between Sicomatic and JW. With me is Akuchi. Hi.
Hello.
And we're commentating the match. It's round 5, so top 32 of the championship.
We've got two very strong players here, JW and Sicomatic. JW has been around the Dominion scene for a while. Been a bit of a mysterious, strong player. Doesn't play a lot of games, but has a strong reputation. And Sicomatic has started playing more recently, and he's risen to near the top of the leaderboard. So very strong player.
Yeah, and right, just from the numbers, from the seed, Psychomatic is for sure more likely to win. As well, if we look at the past games, he won twice 4-0 and one 4-2, while JW struggled with two times with 4-3.
But
So
because of JW's lower seed, he's faced tougher competition up to this point in the tournament, I'd say,
yeah,
from STY Silver and Horist, both strong players.
so I hope everything works fine with the stream. I never had a delay, so I don't know how that will work.
Yep, let us know
But
if anything's off.
because I have here like a black light here and it's counting down the delay, so I'm hoping it works fine.
And for those who don't know, the format of the tournament begins with a 6-game set, or rather, if any player gets 3.5 wins, where a tie is worth 0.5 for each player, they advance to the next round. So 4-2 will do that. If it goes 3-3 after 6 games, then there is a tiebreaker game. All right, and here we are on the first board.
Yeah, I didn't account for the other player here, so I will do one thing here.
So it looks
I
like
have
there's
to move this real quick. Yeah, you can commentate. I have to move something real quick.
there's strong draw here in the form of Scrying Pool and also Hunting Party. And there's Trashing and Trading Post and Sacrifice. The payload looks like it's just going to be treasures. Charm is the source of a plus buy. Bandit will gain golds. Both players begin with a 2-5 split and open with Crossroads. Psychomatic is evaluating the 5-cost cards here. I think Trading Post is a pretty strong opening, and that's what Psychomatic gets. JW follows suit. Psychomatic gets a trading post trash off. See if he picks up a potion or a sacrifice. Yeah, Scrying Pool is not amazing here, just because your payload has to be treasures, but even when Scrying Pool isn't amazing, it's usually pretty good.
That's true, yeah, for sure.
I think a single Crossroads is a good place to be in, where you can play 3 actions. You definitely want to be able to play Bandit and Trading Post and or Sacrifice. But yeah, that's probably it. You only need the one Crossroads for actions here. Yep,
So I wonder when
Psychomatic.
they will pick up a plus buy card here, like at the charm.
Yeah, at some point for sure. Yeah, Psychomatic grabs a potion there. JW does not have a trading post in hand, just the 4 coins. So, unlucky draw for Psychomatic, where his 2 estates are at the bottom and his crossroads won't draw him any cards.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
All right, JW also gets a potion.
So I just
Sacrifice
get
for
feedback
Sicomatic.
that audio is perfect, so I'm glad about that.
JW misses 4 here, and I don't really see anything good to buy on 3 or less.
Yeah, that's tricky
Yeah,
mode
JW gets a
to
silver, but
deny scrying pool attacks, maybe.
yeah.
But that's not really what you want, yeah. Yeah, he gets
Sicomatic
it.
does go for the moat
Yeah,
on
yeah.
his 3, so we'll see if that difference. So far, they've been pretty
Yeah, you
similar.
can just sacrifice it later if you don't need it anymore.
Mm-hmm. JW gets another silver, so it looks like he's going to go for more money in his deck. Ooh, Psychomatic trashes the crossroads. His only crossroads.
Yeah, I think he
Draw.
needed to take more risks now.
Yeah, it picks up the scrying pool there.
Mm-hmm.
He gets one.
I think he has to draw here with the modes.
I don't know if you buy anything that costs more than 5. Right? He probably wants a hunting party or a charm here.
I mean, if he draws the potion, you want the scrying pool, right?
Yeah, but I think it's good not to draw because you want to be able to play your trashing.
True, yeah.
I think it's reasonable. So Psychomatic picks up a hunting party, which seems good. JW, an unfortunate 3-coin hand. Looks like turn 1. Yeah, JW hasn't really had an opportunity to pick up a sacrifice, which is unfortunate because I think the extra trashing option is going to be good for Psychomatic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like here they collide, so he plays a trading post,
Yeah,
but
for sure, and gets a scrying pool.
yeah, but eventually, like he can sacrifice trading post, and then use it to clean up the last few cards he doesn't want.
So we got asked if we introduced ourselves. We can talk about ourselves. I don't know if we need to, but
Yeah, maybe at a downtime here. Looks like a good hand for JW coming up. Psychomatic grabs another scrying pool. That's 2 for him, and then it's going to be 2 for JW here most likely.
thanks, Hans. I changed the first player. I somehow did miss it. First player was Sicomatic, yeah.
Not the best trashing options for JW, but I think getting rid of the copper seems like the right thing to do. A lot of coins coming up for JW, and perhaps for Psychomatic too.
Yeah, a charm might be needed very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, Charm's going to be real good.
Just for the
if you,
buy, not really
yeah, if you
for.
get it with your potion, because usually you're going to float a lot of coins when you're buying the scrying pool.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty easy to get to 7 in potion or 6 in potion. Yep, so Psychomatic does pick up the charm, and JW follows suit. So the big differences now between the decks are JW still has the crossroads, and Psychomatic
Sacrifice.
has the sacrifice. Yep. Draws with moat instead of.
Yeah, that is weird. Instead of getting rid of the copper?
Looking for the charm, I guess?
Maybe?
I definitely in this kind of deck, you could argue that Hunting Party is going to be better than Scrying Pool. And yeah, Psychomatic goes for the Hunting Party.
So the views say that it might be reasonable to skip Scrying Pool altogether here. What do you think?
I think if you can, yeah, I mean, with a trading post opening, it won't take long before you're hitting 5 pretty consistently. And if you can grab like 7 of the hunting parties, and then like in hireling or two, I think that's pretty good for the draw. The attack part of scrying pool isn't that significant, so I think it's pretty reasonable if you get a lot of fives to just go for the hunting parties instead of the scrying pool. But if you get like 4/4 on turn 3 and 4, I think it'd be tough to pass up a potion in that case.
Yeah, especially as you need trading post for trashing, and that benefits like hunting party like way more. Early you find your trading post more often, can trash down faster, and just get a charm and can green pretty early.
Yeah, I can see that potentially working. Good crossroads. Trading post now is an opportunity to crunch both estates, or JW could keep an estate, for some crossroads draw if he doesn't want the copper.
I don't think it's worth keeping the estates, honestly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2 5 cost cards is really nice. Yep, charm and hunting party for JW makes sense.
So how good are the? Did they trash their deck so far? I think pretty. Can't really tell who is trashed down better.
Yeah, it looks like there are 10 coppers in the trash, so there are 4 coppers out there. We know JW has 1 estate left. Yeah, I'm not sure where the coppers stand. JW has at least 2 we can see in his opening hand.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think Sicomatic might have the upper hand a little bit. But JW.
Yeah, I bet JW has 1 copper left. No, well, somebody trashed coppers and silver. I guess we'll see. I don't see any coppers here for Sicomatic.
Yeah, and he nearly drew his deck, so it seems like Sicomatic is here in the.
Yeah,
The
he
upper
picked up
hand.
a crossroads at some point, which is good. So now he can play that moat, and he can play. Well, he has no real need to play the trading post at this point, so he can sacrifice it. Yep,
Yeah.
and draws up. This is a real strong turn, but he doesn't have enough buy, so he's probably going to want to pick up another charm.
Yeah. Using charm for buy and getting like hunting party charm or something.
Yep, hunting party charm is reasonable. He could. Yeah, I don't think you want to be. I think bandit charm is too aggressive.
I don't really think you need the bandit.
Yeah, it's a question. I mean, it does have a pretty good chance of trashing your opponent's charm, or like trashing your opponent's something good. I mean, not charm in particular, but if it trashes charm, that's fantastic.
I mean, yeah, you can use scrying pools to put the charm on top of the deck maybe, and use bandit
Oh
then.
yeah, that's true. So just treasures for JW. Huh, the moat actually doing some work there for Sicomatic. Yep, hunting party makes sense.
Oh, that can be pretty sad. Oh, okay, he drew nicely.
Yep.
That was a little bit scary.
Yeah, now it looks like Sicomatic's going to draw his deck, I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, going in for green. I'm not sure when the right time is, but Crossroads is definitely gonna, make it less terrible to have some provinces in the deck.
Agreed.
So okay, so Psychomatic draws his deck with some despair. Let's see if he. Okay, so he doesn't use the sacrifice. He wants all those silvers, which I think is correct.
So you
And
use one for buy and the other one for gain maybe, and get.
yeah, he still has more. Yeah, more coins than than buys here.
Or do you
Unless he
just.
wants to go in for a province.
Yeah, then he wants free buys probably then. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, if he goes in for a province, he doesn't have enough coins to get 2 good cards. But, so yeah, getting 3 good cards is probably better. And whether those are, yeah, so he goes for a scrying pool. I don't know if you need more than 3 buys, because if you start going in for provinces, you don't have to build much more.
Mm-hmm. Mixenox says he would add some hirelings to get a little bit of consistency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with so much treasure in the deck, that's a good idea. Also, because you're going to be under the scrying pool attack from your opponent, so even if you start with 1 draw card in your hand, like that first card is going to be something bad
Mm-hmm.
set up by your opponent's scrying pools. So scrying pool and hunting party so far. That's a lot of draw, because he already overdrew his deck that turn. 2 hunting parties. Wow.
I think he's just scared to that, but then maybe a hireling would have been better.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so JW gets a scrying pool and a hunting party. I think we'll start seeing JW draw his deck soon, but he has a lot more. He still has the estate, some coppers, and more silver. So Sicomatic is definitely ahead.
Yeah, for sure. All the draw here.
Yeah,
Said that there's no mid-turn gaining other than like Explorer
Bandit.
and Bandit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why a bandit isn't crazy here. But yeah, I think investing in, I mean, just going in for provinces is probably the right play from Psychomatic before JW can get
Mm-hmm.
control of this deck. Yeah, the hireling, I mean, grabbing 1 hireling now is still reasonable, but the window for getting hireling is going to close pretty soon, where it just doesn't do enough work.
So what will he do here? He has 10 in silvers and 2 charms. And I think that's all he has for money.
Yeah, he didn't add any
He
payload.
did. No, he didn't add any
He has
payload.
the same turn as last time, but now with even more redundant draw. Okay, getting rid of the potion, that's pretty reasonable. But that's not going to be a sustainable 16 coin, so he probably wants to invest in some payload here. Oh, but here he could get province hireling gold. No, he's going for explorer and province. Okay, that's
Why would you want Explorer over Bandit? That is the question. Because it gains to hand, probably, but still, I don't see a big reason.
Well, I mean, he got it because he could. Yeah, no, they're pretty similar, but yeah, Bandit has more upside where you can trash. A charm is would be huge.
So will he draw his deck?
Well,
Or there's still
yeah,
there's still a lot of junk in his deck. He really needs to trading post.
Yeah, JW ended up buying a lot of silver this game, which I think was a mistake. I mean, he got unlucky in that he didn't get the $4 hand for an early sacrifice.
Yeah.
But just buying the silvers, I think when you have trading posts as trashing, it just slowed him down a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, JW might as well pick up the last scrying pool here. I think. Then he can trash his potion with trading posts, which isn't amazing, but yeah, what is, I mean, maybe JW has to go in for the bandit. Like, maybe his best chance is
he does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he has more scrying pools, I think. I'm not sure if it's 5/5 or 6/4. Let me take a look. It might be 5-5, but with 5 scrying pools, JW has a pretty reasonable chance of fishing for one
Yeah.
of Psychic
The problem
charms.
is just to draw his bandit because he has still a lot of cards in his deck and a lot
Yeah.
of treasures.
Although I think he can draw uniques pretty
Oh,
decently,
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
so long as he starts with some draw cards in hand. But he's just not going to be able to pick up all the silvers he has in his deck. Okay, so Sicomatic draws his deck with a little bit to spare. Probably trying to decide what the bottom card on the deck is, whether he wants to draw it or not.
I mean, I would now think about sacrificing silvers and because adding golds just makes dudding more likely. So if he gets a gold here, he has 10, 13, 15, 17. So maybe next turn I would think about starting sacrificing silvers so that he can still get double province each turn.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Although I probably would have done it already because I forgot sacrificing silvers also gives 2. So I would have probably sacrificed the silver, still get to double province, and
I'm not
have
sure
one less
card.
junk card. Sorry?
I'm not sure what the card that Psychomatic left is. If it's a hunting party, it's not a scrying pool. Yeah, I think it was a hunting party. So Psychomatic has 5 hunting parties to JW's 3, I think. So that's a big advantage. Yeah, 2 provinces from Psychomatic. So setting the pace for ending the game. And he does not have a dud this turn. Okay, so yeah, JW discards silver from Psychomatic, which I think implies that he is trying to find the charm.
Yeah. He hasn't drawn the bandit yet.
He sees a gold and he's deciding whether or not to.
I think the charm is just more important.
Yeah, he's going for the gold trash though. I think he figures he only has one more scrying pool.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
There's the bandit. Yep.
Yeah, he sees all his uniques. He can probably also draw the gold that he gets with Bandit because he has 3 hunting parties in hand. So he's going to get most of his silvers and everything else.
There's the mode that would have saved him.
But trashing gold, yeah, isn't going to do much. So long as Psychomatic can draw his deck, he can just keep gaining that gold back.
Yeah.
But I guess it was good that he didn't end up sacrificing the silver.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
All right, so JW does have more payload than Psychomatic. Let's see if he tries to extend the game. I mean, it's just duchies.
Yeah, he needs definitely the buy here and the money to get a couple of duchies. Yeah, you don't really want to add provinces because it's just one unique more that you might stumble, that you might draw with your hunting party.
Yeah, although, yeah, I think JW just has to. His best out is to hope for a dud or 2 from Psychomatic.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Maybe one dud is. Now, one dud isn't enough because, well, it might be. Yeah, we'll see. But Psychomatic's hand looks pretty good. So I don't think it matters how JW chooses to use this charm. He has more coins than he can possibly spend. So he could take 2 provinces, and then I guess his hope would be. Well, the problem with taking 2 provinces is then he can't pick up another draw card unless he hopes for like Crossroads will help him out or Mode or something. And if he only picks up one province, then he's not going to be able to end the game. Like, I don't think he can build up to a 3 province turn reliably. So if Sicomatic just takes 2 more provinces, it's going to put JW in a really tough spot.
Did he already decide what to use, what option he uses for the last charm? I don't think he has,
No,
right?
He hasn't, but I can't see it mattering.
So if he uses 2 coins on a buy, he can then go for Province Duchy Duchy and hope. The problem, it doesn't really. Yeah, even if a Sicomatic does this turn, he can't get 4 provinces, so he kind of maybe needs to go for double province here. Wow,
Ooh,
okay.
for another bandit. Huh.
So he tries to go for really big turns now.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's
Would have
got
been then I'm wondering if not another charm would have been better. I mean, I doubt that adding a second bandit is at this point will matter.
Yeah, so Sicomatic looks like he'll draw his deck here. Yep. And JW has a dud hand, so we'll probably see a resign after Sicomatic.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. JW really has a dud turn yet. Yeah, that's game. That's for sure game. JW just had way too many treasure cards in his deck.
Yeah, I think those silver buys definitely ended up hurting him.
So I really still would think about sacrificing silvers here. Yeah, because the only way a Sicomatic loses is if he does, and
yeah, I agree. Like, you don't even need 2 province turns after this point.
Yeah.
And this was a Sicomatic start.
Yep.
Sicomatic is still thinking, and he must be thinking about the sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes for it. Sacrifice a silver.
Pretty sure that's correct.
Pick up 2 provinces here, which is completely safe.
And that's a great starting hand, so I think that's over. I mean, it would have been over anyway, but
JW is gonna play it to the end, hoping for multiple dud turns.
I mean, it's a championship. You don't.
Sometimes you can spare yourself some mental anguish by resigning early when it seems almost completely lost. But JW, all right, he sees that
now it's over.
Kicked off and resigns. All right, so JW will get to start the next game. Yeah, that moat of Psychomatics did come in handy. Getting some extra draw that could draw up extra silvers, or just help find your additional draw cards after you've played the crossroads.
So, what do you do here?
So there is some There's a
So
lot of
no
different.
village.
There's a big treasure synergy with Storyteller and Bank.
Oh yeah,
Courtier
Storyteller Bank. True.
Courtier can gain golds. Legionary likes the golds. Um,
Yeah, I think Storyteller is pretty much key here. You can also add two lurkers as soon as you draw pretty well to get more storytellers or courtier or whatever.
Lurker has a pretty low cost here because you can just trash rats if you don't pair it up with another lurker, which turns it into a harmless
Oh
game.
yeah, true, true. Yeah.
It doesn't mean like it makes Lurker a good card, but it does reduce the cost of picking one up. Um, yeah, I don't. The only way to get rid of the coppers
Mine.
is Miser and Mine. So Mine, yeah, no, you only you only have one terminal, so you
Yeah,
need this
that's
on Legionary.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any merit to getting Miser or Mine. Sage is nice, is kind of nice just because it should help add consistency to skip over the starting cards.
Yeah, but I still think double silver, right, to get storyteller early.
Yeah. JW gets 3/4, opens with a silver. Sicomatic has a 4/3. Nothing much changes. Yeah, I think double silver.
You want to hit five, like
Yeah.
maybe even a courtier first to gain goals. That storyteller is better or something. I don't know.
I mean, Legionary is not crazy either, just because Terminal 3 coins
Yeah,
is
that's true. Yeah.
solid. We'll see how they decide to
So
build
silver, silver,
silver.
silver.
Yep.
So for four, JW can now maybe get a sage.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know how to evaluate the Sage. It's definitely like you're gonna prefer it in your starting hand if you don't have a story. There's no way I can see to set up your hand with a storyteller, which is always something to look out for in these kinds of decks.
Yep,
Yeah,
he
JW
agrees. Gets a sage and hits double four, which is terrible.
yeah. Psychomatic
But Sicomatic also double four.
also
Okay.
picks up a Sage and gets 4 again. Yeah, so with no way to set up the storyteller, you're just gonna want to get as many as you can once you have a legionary. I mean, you want a So Courtier is going to be gaining golds, and then it's your only source of plus buy. Once you switch to bank, which seems like something you definitely want to do because they're never getting rid of these treasures.
Yeah.
So they have at least 7 copper, 3 silver, a gold or 2, and then add a bank, and that bank is just going to be huge.
But that was a nice turn 5 for JW. Getting through the shuffle and getting 6.
Yep.
I don't think you want to buy the gold. You rather want the courtier and gain it. But he does buy the gold. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I agree with that. As you want the courtier anyway.
I think so.
So now he has 8.
Guess
If that courtier gold would have been a courtier, he could have gotten gold storyteller here. And now he has 8. I said 8.
Yeah. So Psychomatic goes for the storyteller.
Bank.
Just for cycling. JW gets a bank. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I really... I would want to build to playing Legionary, revealing gold each turn. That seems absolutely essential. I guess... Yeah. It just seems like something you're going to get beat if you don't do it.
Will he get a bank? He does. Will he get here a bank? Yeah, storyteller. I think I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering when the first courtier or legionary will get picked up.
Yeah, I do like Courtier first because you're right. If you are, yeah. So Psychomatic gets a Courtier.
Mm-hmm.
It works out well if you already have like 5+ coins, without playing Courtier, because then you can use the Courtier to gain a gold.
Yeah.
Or if you get a really big turn, for plus buy. JW has 6 coins. A lot of options.
Yeah, I think he needs to get Courtier here as well. Storyteller is also good to at least guarantee to draw your deck. Or not
Hmm.
draw your deck, but at least cycle through your deck. And gets the Legionary now. I'm not sure I agree with that. It's a
Well,
bit early,
yeah,
but he collides.
it worked out nicely, but yeah.
But he has 8 now. I wonder if he already goes for Province or adds another bank or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a province rush is just going to really feel the pain if somebody gets a consistent deck
Yeah.
going to play Legionary.
So,
So
Psychomatic has a really good turn here. Will he get the
he gets
plus buy
plus buy,
probably? Yeah.
plus buy and able to pick up 2 cards.
He can get now Legionary Gold,
Legionary
or
Storyteller looks better.
he can get the gold from Courtier. Yeah, Legionary Storyteller seems good.
Gets another bank instead. That's reasonable. Ooh,
Do you really
brutal.
want a second bank? Because you can't really get, or it's
Yeah,
hard to get free buys. You need.
you're right. Yeah, I don't think it pays off to get a second Courtier. Um, okay, so JW picks up the Courtier now. So they're building in a different order, but seemingly towards the same kind of goal. Um, we'll see where it goes. So a
That's like
province
nine. Yeah.
here. Hmm, isn't
No, he
crazy,
builds
but a
more.
storyteller, yeah, storyteller is reasonable for sure.
Yeah, I think you want to go heavily now for Storyteller because that's like the key card. You want to have a
Yep,
Storyteller in each starting hand.
absolutely.
Psychomatic again has an excellent turn.
Yep, counting up the draw with storyteller.
Psychomatic needs to get the Legionary now so that he can use Courtier non-terminally.
Yep, I think legionary storyteller is great for Sicomatic. Picking up a province isn't crazy, but
I don't think
for
that's
storyteller.
good.
So Psychomatic has 2 banks, right? So he's either building really big or he's not planning for a consistent deck drawing. Is what is how I'd interpret that.
Oh, he
Or is
gets
it
the province. Okay.
or is it JW that has 2 banks? Maybe it's JW. Yeah, so Psychomatic gets the province, and now it looks like he's going to decide between Legionary or Storyteller. A
Wow.
bank.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure I agree. You rather want the one bank
Yeah.
each turn rather.
This is where bank is pretty sad.
Yeah.
A bank is a silver. Yeah, this is a bad turn for Psychomatic.
Oh yeah.
Probably pick up a Sage. Yep. Also bad turn for JW, but now he's going to
At least
have
Storyteller.
four. I think
Yeah.
yeah, he has 4 Storytellers to Psychomatic's 2, and he has the Legionary. So I like JW's position.
Yeah.
Um, although he is behind on points, I think he can turn this to his advantage. Okay, so Psychomatic uses the bank pretty early there for the Storyteller draw, which is interesting.
Uh huh.
I guess he figures like he doesn't need 2 banks for payload because he only has the 1+buy from
Yeah.
Courtier.
And that is 13.
That's good.
That
Province
has to be
Storyteller.
Province Storyteller, right?
Yep, I
Because
think he's given up on the Legionary.
yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
because he uses Courtier like exclusively for the plus buy, and getting a gold will be hard.
This is a little tricky for JW where he has the gold. He'd love to play the Storyteller, but that's his only gold, so he probably has to to pass that up. Yep. Although in this position, he could play the courtier to gain the gold. Well, no, he probably wants that courtier
for plus
for.
buy.
Well, I mean, if he's not playing,
I mean, he could also courtier for action coin and then storyteller for big draw.
that's true. Yeah, there are a lot of options here. JW has 2 banks in that discard, and he wants to see one of them for sure. But he just doesn't have a good chance of it playing the storyteller and the copper alone. But if he draws the bank and he doesn't have the courtier for plus buy,
Yeah, that's also sad.
then what's the point? So tricky spot.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Maybe the viewers can answer that. Do you really want to go for a second courtier so that you can have um, 2 buys or 3 buys in total? Because that kind of means you also need legionary because so that one of them is non-terminally. It's tricky to set up, but the potential payload can be pretty big.
Yeah, I think it's just tough to buy a second courtier over a storyteller because that storyteller just gives you a lot more reliability.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so he does go for the coins approach with the courtier,
At least he didn't draw the bank.
and he'll probably pick up a province here, but plays all the treasures anyway.
No bank.
Huh.
I think JW might be a little bit overbuilding it now.
I think so. It's definitely so. This bank is going to be strong draw from Sicomatic. I think he needs it. Yeah. Oh man, it's just a lot of bad cards left in the deck. That was a hero Sage though.
Oh yeah. Sage getting really bad now with greening, but still. I mean, yeah. Can draw a storyteller, can draw a province. I mean,
Okay.
that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that can be double pro. Yeah, that's double province, right?
Yeah, I think
With
so.
two banks.
So even in the face of the legionary attack, Storyteller was able to draw through. Okay. Yeah, he drew everything except for 2 estates and a copper. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Another courtier would have been nice. That would have been triple province. But Sicomatic doesn't have the legionary, so he couldn't play both anyway.
Okay, so JW has 2 banks. Okay, that was only a second bank. I see. So he wanted a bank. That I think this is more reasonable now. I was confused. I thought JW already had 2 banks when he bought that bank. But having 1 bank that you can play into Storyteller for draw and 1 bank you can use for payload is a good place to be. The problem is JW is just pretty far behind. He has to hope for a dud turn, I think. Well, I mean, he has to at this point pick up duchies. There's no way around that. Which is a bad place to be because provinces are just so much more efficient.
Especially as he only has 2 buys, so duchies. Catching up with duchies will be hard.
Yeah, but the legionary is definitely going to favor JW in the long game. So here, it's definitely possible to. Okay, I would have probably. Yeah, never mind. He needs this for plus buy. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
So what to get here? I mean, province courtier might be reasonable at this point for JW.
Yeah, I think JW needs to get the courtier to if he needs the duchies, which means he needs a 3rd buy.
Yep. And Psychomatic got a storyteller in a starting hand, so JW goes for 2 provinces. I don't know what he's hoping for here, but there is a dud here for Psychomatic. In a state buy on a dud makes sense for JW, but doesn't make sense for Psychomatic. I think, because of the who's first player. So this looks like Sage, most likely.
Not sure about the Sage. I mean,
I
Silver
guess Silver,
seems just as good, yeah.
yeah, Silver is probably good at this point. And then buying nothing is also completely reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, but what will JW do now? He can't double province. It so JW was first player, so he can't double province.
I mean, hoping for another dud, like pick up Duchy Storyteller or something and hope for another dud. I mean, I guess if Sicomatic gets another province, you're kind of lost either way. So you could just buy province Duchy, and then hope for a dud. Well,
uh,
I mean, no, I guess you don't want to make it that well.
yeah, that draw is pretty sad as well because you kind of want to use Courtier for coins for Storyteller, but he needs the plus buy as well.
I think that's okay if you're hoping on a dud from Sicomatic, then you just need one province this turn, and then you hope to get province Duchy the next turn. Although I guess the issue there is then Sicomatic can just pick up a Duchy. But yeah, no attack this turn, so I think I would have gotten a province.
That's a sad hand.
Yeah, and these things are going to happen. I mean, we might even get back-to-back duds potentially.
Yeah, but that's at least a province for Sicomatic.
This looks good for Sicomatic. He can actually play both banks. It's not even crazy because he has a third bank. But he chooses to keep it. And this will be game.
Yeah. He's probably counting if he has it already.
Yeah, he has it in hand.
So that's 5 treasures in play. 6. That's 2. Yeah, he has it.
JW says Legionary was too fancy, but I like the Legionary there.
Yeah, I agree. I think you want the Legionary, but for Sicomatic, it was fine to pass it because his draws were just like that. I mean, he could have gotten a Legionary instead of a bank maybe at some point, but the draws that Sicomatic has was totally reasonable to skip it, I think. But in general, I think you want to play with Legionary.
Yeah, JW's gold purchase, I think, set him back. I think we both agree that Courtier there would have been better because even before you have Legionary, you can use the Courtier to gain the gold and buy a 5 on that turn, like if your draws work out.
Yeah. That was, I think, a big mistake. So that is like...
Sorry, yeah. The early banks were confusing from that perspective too. Like I'd like the buy order there being like Storyteller, Courtier, Storyteller, Legionary, and then maybe you pick up a bank at that point or something, and then get more Storytellers. But it depends on the draws and such. A new board.
Yeah, so this is totally Wild Hunt Villa, right?
So we have Chapel.
You want to opening Chapel Silver, I assume, and get Wild Hunts, and if you draw that, get the Villa.
Oh. Yeah, nobody has 5-2, otherwise Summon Chapel would be...
Oh yeah, Summon Chapel. Villa to open with? I'm not sure I agree. Is he going to deny the villas from the opponent already?
Maybe he's looking at Fool's Gold. There are no attacks, so it's possible that Fool's Gold...
Oh, okay.
It's a colony board. I don't think Fool's Gold is gonna like beat out a Wild Hunt.
No, but maybe like two Fool's Gold or 3 Fool's Gold just to have a reliable economy each turn.
Yeah, it does seem like a good way to build.
But still, I don't think I agree. I rather... I mean, you can open maybe Chapel Fool's Gold and get a second Fool's Gold on a 2-turn or something, and then go from there. I'm not sure I really want to add the Villa at that point. I'm not sure I ever opened Villa.
You would only want to open Villa if the plus buy was important.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see what JW does. He gets a fool's gold right off the bat.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I think that I like more.
So Sicomatic has 4 coins. JW's hand looks great. He gets to trash 2 estates.
Yeah. So if Sicomatic opened Villa, I assume he gets a fool's gold here.
Yeah, you definitely. If you open Villa, you're definitely hoping that your chapel doesn't collide. Um,
Oh, that's at least good. The
yeah,
chapel here.
yeah, good chapel trash. So they're in a pretty similar spot, except that Psychomatic has the Villa, and JW has one more fool's
Yeah,
gold.
JW probably gets Wild Hunt here.
Okay.
I assume at least with Villa on the board. I think you just want to load up on terminal draw.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot you can do with summon this game. Okay, Villa plus Fool's Gold. So he's going heavy for the Fool's Gold before the draw.
What happens if you summon Villa? Good question. What does happen? uh
I don't know. I don't know.
let me look that up maybe.
I don't think we should comment or they can't even.
I mean, it's a rule question, right? Let me look up
Yeah.
summon. If you summon to gain a Nomad Camp, someone will know to find the Nomad Camp on your deck, so you will set it aside in that case. Unless you have moved it elsewhere via another ability. So I guess summon has higher... I think that's the similar case, right? It overrides the ability.
Yeah, hopefully you'd be able to get it to work.
I don't know. As I'm not sure, I don't think I comment, but...
So, JW picked up another Fool's Gold. I don't know if that's 4 or 5 for him.
So that's 9 here. If I think you want Villa and then get a Wild Hunt.
Yeah. This is, I think, all of Psychomatic's Fool's Golds.
I think they focus too much on Fool's Gold. I think you rather want draw first.
I think this might be the first opportunity that Psychomatic has had to pick up draw, so we'll see if he picks up Wild Hunt. I think what he has to be afraid of is if he only has the 3 Fool's Gold, then like losing out on the Fool's Gold 7-3.
That doesn't matter. I think I rather would lose the Fool's Gold split and draw my deck each turn and just I can buy platinum. That's even better.
Actually, you can buy Bank, which is even better.
Or even Bank, yeah.
Yeah, draw is huge here for sure because of Bank. Yeah. So I think it's fine. Yeah, picking up the Wild Hunt. I think that's the. Yeah,
so
that's
they
the
want to know. I don't. Should I comment here? I don't know, as I'm not sure.
I don't think they can see your comments anyway.
Oh yeah, probably not.
But yeah, Psychomatic has 2 Villas, so I think a Wild Hunt is.
Yeah, I don't think you want to summon Villa anyway.
No. I mean, at this, yeah, it's confusing that you would want to do that. You're in a situation where like you're going to have more coins on the following turn.
Yeah, he gets Wild Hunt.
Like, so you want the extra buy there or something? Okay, never mind. So Psychomatic had the 4 Fool's Gold anyway. So
I don't think I want even more than 3 Fool's Gold here. I don't think that's really necessary.
yeah, think JW should pick up a Wild Hunt for sure, and he could pick up Vila Wild Hunt or Wild Hunt Fool's Gold. I think I prefer Wild Hunt Fool's Gold because Vila is just in the kingdom. So why would you pick it up when you don't need the plus action? Yeah, makes sense. So JW got a Wild Hunt before the shuffle anyway, so he's a little bit ahead, I'd say. But their decks are very similar. It looks like Sicomatic still has an estate left, whereas JW has trashed down all the estates. Keeping coppers around is not even that bad. I mean, you'd rather not have them, but you'll find opportunities to get rid of them with all this draw. And
I think, yep. Sicomatic has a good turn. He can get double Wild Hunt here.
Yeah, JW can get Vila trash and buy Wild Hunt, which is very strong.
Oh, that's also pretty sweet, yeah.
Yeah, so these kinds of decks are going to have a lot of coin payload, I imagine. So I'm wondering if at some point getting a count just for the top decking could make sense to help set up your turns.
Oh, okay. Good point.
Because I want to play with a lot of bank, like at least a couple banks here.
But then my archive might be even better in that regard.
Yeah, archive is. I mean, but the thing is, I think you have plenty of draw. Like if you're fighting over the Wild Hunt pile, right, where you want at least 5, then you should have plenty of draw. You just need to make sure that you have a Wild Hunt in your starting hand to kick off.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I can see that.
There's a lot of VP here with colonies.
So he can get 3 Wild Hunts here, right? That seems pretty good.
Can he?
He has 3 buys, and he can use the last Wild Hunt to draw, which has, I think 1 more Fool's Gold, right? That is 9, 10. Oh, then that would be 14. Maybe not.
Yeah, so he already has.
If that is a Villa, though, the other card, then he has 15 for triple Wild Hunt.
It is not a Vila, because JW has 2 Vilas, and Sicomatic's already played 3. So I think, yeah, Sicomatic is thinking about gaining the points here, because he can trash Copper and Estate here and still buy 2 Wild Hunts.
Okay, I see. I don't think the points matter, though. 3 points, I don't see a reason why you would do that.
Yeah, it's just a question of, like, does the drawing matter? Like, what does the drawing get you? Well, even if they're coppers, he should be able to... If he chooses not to trash that copper, which is completely reasonable, then he could get all 3 Wild Hunts. So yeah, drawing here.
No, only if it's copper Fool's Gold, yeah, then he can get it, yeah.
No. Okay, yeah. So he's got
9, 13, 15. Yeah, now he can get triple Wild Hunt.
Yep. Which is going to be completely overdraw for him, but the advantage is that...
You want overdraw with Wild Hunt boards, right?
Well, I mean, you don't need the overdraw that much, but what you want is to be able to get the Wild Hunt points each turn, and make it hard for your opponent to get the Wild Hunt points each turn. So now, like, in Archive will seem more appealing for JW because he's going to want to use one of his 4 Wild Hunts to gain points, and he'll need supplemental draw, whereas Sicomatic is just going to have so much overdraw that he can just go in for payload and perhaps reliability, I think.
And I didn't I didn't realize he could even trash the coppers because I counted the first of the 3 Fool's Gold as 1, but he had played some, yeah. I mean, with Pedro on the board, it's not really that important to win the Wild Hunt split. You only need to play one wild. You only need really one Wild Hunt that you can play at the end to deny the points.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I don't think it's JW is not by any means in a lost position for having four. If okay, so Psychomatic decides to go in for points early. Um,
oh, that is a little bit
well,
scary. He needs to find two fool's gold.
yeah. Okay, so JW on the other hand has a strong hand. He'll be able to grab the Wild Hunt points and draw everything up if he wants, which seems like a good thing to do. Yeah, I don't know. Going for the colony at that point just seems very early, given how much payload
Yeah,
you can add to the deck.
I rather would get a bank or something.
Yep. Yeah, two. If he
I mean,
plays
the
both,
piles are kind of low. I mean, that is certainly something to consider.
yeah, that's true. That is true. I wasn't looking at that. But yeah, that Vila pile is just slowly going to deplete. So if he had just gotten 3 wild hunts, as we were thinking, then he might have just lost to a 4 or a 5 Vila plus the state buy from JW. So whoops.
I don't think that is 22. I don't think. I don't know. Is that possible? Would have been. Would is that? Uh,
Well, the
would
Vila.
JW be able to pull that off? Yeah, sure. You get one additional point coin for each villa. Yeah. So
Yes,
it's
I think so.
so
Uh,
it's.
Also, he wouldn't even need to use a buy for the estate because he could just use a wild hunt.
Oh, true,
Uh,
true, true. Yeah.
but here, I don't know why JW is taking so long to think. I think grabbing the estate and then drawing it all up and then trashing the estate is pretty obvious. You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
just 6 free points, unless he's thinking of farmland, maybe. But that seems very fancy.
So farmlanding the chapel into a villa and playing the villa.
Or farmlanding a wild hunt into a bank and playing the well, no, you yeah, then buying a villa and then drawing it all up and playing the bank.
Oh wow! I think I realized that this part confuses me.
Yeah, the villa tricks. I mean, so the bank is only going to be worth 6 points for or 6 coins for JW. So that doesn't seem like that line makes a lot of sense.
Only, only 6 coins.
Yeah, right. I mean, but you spend 6 coins on the farmland and an
Yeah.
additional 4, or 3 net on the villa. So yeah, it's definitely tricky to work around the piles here. So JW has one more fool's gold. And what is the other card? It is not a Vila. Maybe it's a copper. Let's look at the trash. Yep, it's a copper. So JW has 17 coins available to him with just the cards left in his deck. So I think, yeah, one line is to take the points from Wild Hunt, draw it up, trash the estate, um, and maybe the copper, and then buy Colony Wild Hunt. It lowers the piles a little, but then you have a 6 point lead. Maybe the Wild Hunt's too dangerous and you pick up something else.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know what I would do here. It's there are so many options. I think if you pick up the points, you want to get like a payload for the next turn to be able um, to get like double colony or something. So like adding a bank or something, I think would be nice.
yeah, adding a bank is definitely gonna help out.
This is its
Uh,
own puzzle.
so yeah, um, the do operator suggested buying bank and villa here, and then you can draw up the bank. That doesn't like get you any net coins this turn, but it'll give you the bank on future turns. Actually, yeah, the bank will be worth 7 coins if he doesn't trash the copper, 6 coins if he does. Having the Vila in the deck is both good and bad. If you have Vila Wild Hunt in your starting hand, you're really happy. But if you play a Wild Hunt and draw into Vila instead of your treasures, then
Yeah.
that does
We will
on
see
future.
exactly that happen maybe with Sicomatic here. Yeah, but I think I agree with that. Buying bank, buying villa, then drawing, gaining a state, and like I don't know what to buy then, but
You have to buy at least one colony, I think, because it shouldn't be difficult for Psychomatic to empty piles.
double archive.
So if there are 3 Vilas left and 2 Wild Hunts, well, it's not trivial to empty piles because Psychomatic didn't add any payload to his deck, right? So he just has the 5 Fool's Gold, um, which is 17 coins. So he doesn't quite have enough to pick up 2 Wild Hunts and 3 Vilas, right?
Insert Jeopardy music.
I'm sure Psychomatic has the prompt. Would you like to force JW to resign? But I respect the thought here. JW is behind behind by 2, and this is a very important decision.
So what happens here?
So do operator is now suggesting if you get, you can all he also can JW can buy 1 more copper before doing the bank Vila play. That'll give him 2 more coins.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
if he does that, and uses both Wild Hunts for draw to draw it all up, then he'd be in a position where, so he'd only have 2 buys at the end of his turn. I think no, he'd only have 1 buy at the end of his turn. So, but would he have enough for colony? So Vila Bank sets him back 11.
I think
Plays the Vila
yeah.
up to 12. Plays a 2 copper and a Fool's Gold. Gets him up to 8. Bank. Yeah, there's no need to buy
Oh,
the
that
copper.
was that was close. Yeah, so I think JW was just really scared that if he buys Villa, he Psychomatic will empty piles.
Yeah, so he,
So I don't think Sicomatic can win on piles here, as he needs like a province in addition, in addition to piling out. Oh no, he can just gain wild hunt points and maybe a farmland. That would work maybe. So what is the last card here? Wild hunt, right?
wait, when did Sicomatic get a moat? I'm so confused.
Pretty early when he had the I think 4 and he bought fool's gold, the last fool's gold I think, and then he got a mod, right? I think it was like that. Uh,
Okay. I just totally missed that.
yeah, turn 8, mode fool's gold, yeah.
So there's a wild hunt at the top of Psychomatic's draw pile, so he probably wants to leave that. So he has 17 coins total here, which is not enough to empty piles, even if you did want to draw up and use the wild hunt to gain VP. And it wouldn't be enough to win
So
anyway.
what do you do with 17? Colony farmland, trashing chapel would be an option, but that makes the pile lower. Although it's 12 points, so that's 22.
Yeah, it'd be great if he could get Bank and Colony, but yeah, he doesn't quite have enough. I mean, Province Bank isn't crazy. Just try to get in a position where you can actually afford to empty those piles.
That's true, yeah. Mm-hmm. I kind of like bank province. I mean, the problem is with province bank is it only gives you ties JW, so JW could empty villa and wild hunt and gain the wild hunt points and win that way. But I have a hard time figuring out if that is possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible because JW trashed the copper. He does have one more villa though. Yeah, he doesn't have enough. He has 5 fool's golds, no copper, and 4 villa. So unless there's some mid-turn gaining shenanigans I'm not aware of, he's only going to have 18 coins, whereas he's going to need 19 to be able to empty villas and wild hunts.
Yeah, I mean, like
I
a
wonder
suggestion earlier, you can buy copper villa and get the copper additionally.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that should make it possible. So yeah, Psychomatic really needs to take a points lead. Moreover, a points lead that can't be overcome by just playing Wild Hunt for points from JW. And then I guess he still has the option of playing the moat and then playing his Wild Hunt for points. But I don't like that because it just leaves the estate in his deck. He doesn't have the opportunity to trash it this turn. And having a Wild Hunt like at the top of your deck is just really, really nice.
That's yeah. Yeah, he should chapel the mode maybe, like Chase H suggests, because I don't think the mode adds a lot now.
Yeah, he needs. Oh, wait a second. Okay. Yeah, I had this mistaken. JW has 3 villas. No, I already said that. Yeah. Okay. So, Psychomatic has the 4 villas. What can you do with the extra buys? I think, I don't know. Colony Patrol. But the problem there is, yeah, still JW gets his best draw, and he can get Wild Hunt points and empty piles and win with like one VP up. So maybe Sicomatic needs to take more than just Colony, which is really unfortunate because that doesn't put him in a good spot in the future. Okay. So okay, he's gonna go ahead and draw up and take the Wild Hunt points, presumably.
Yeah, I mean,
Mostly
you
for
have to
denial.
now, right?
Yep. And the bank is going to be worth 6 coins. So yeah, now he
It's
can,
just colony then here, I assume.
or like province patrol or something. Yeah, like I think
Uh,
province patrol at this point is safe. Um,
I guess so. He has now 5 villas and 4 wild hunts in a moat.
I guess there's one less villa for JW to buy, so that does change the situation.
Yeah, I think I like the colony more. I don't think the petrol is adding a whole lot, as he already has 5 draw cards and 5 villages. He
Ooh, he
buys a
picks up
moat?
another.
Why
This could
though?
be really dangerous.
And now he draws 2 moats in a while. Wow, I really dislike the moat buy.
But I don't know if it's going to matter. Um,
I mean, he needs to
because it's
just draw one fool's gold here, but still.
well, I'm just trying to see does JW have a line to win this turn?
I don't.
Hmm.
I think the points lead is now too big. He gets like only 5 points from Wild Hunt if he takes the points.
I think it would definitely involve a bank like Vila type play. So if he plays like Patrol here or whatever, then he's only got one draw card left. He can then like spend the Fool's Golds, buy Copper Bank Vila, draw it up with Wild Hunt, or maybe just Bank Vila.
Now he's also in the weird spot that he needs to kind of get a villa here, or he just takes the one colony.
Okay, but if he buys Bank Vila, then he can get a colony and Wild Hunt points.
Yeah, that's still only though. What is that, like 15
He makes
points?
it easier. He makes it easier for Psychomatic to end it. So I mean, the Vila is what makes it easier. So the question is, yeah, does he buy the Vila at all? And if he buys the Vila, I think you get a bank if you buy the Vila because you pretty much make your money back out of it, and he's got the patrol in hand to draw, so he might as well.
I mean, he pretty much also has to gain the estate, otherwise, getting the points for Psychomatic is just too easy. Just in the case he doesn't that, of course. The other problem though is there are only 5 estates left, and you can just maybe even pile on estates.
Nobody's in the position to do that with buys. Psychomatic has. Psychomatic will be, yeah, because Psychomatic has the 4 villas. So yeah, piling on estates and villas.
I mean, you can just Wild Hunt gain estate, Wild Hunt gain estate.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think Psychomatic. I don't know. There are a lot of ways in which the game could end. So what is that? That top card is a Fool's Gold. It's just really would be nice if JW could draw. He doesn't really want that in his starting hand. So I think I like the Bank Vila line, and I don't know if you pick up a copper at the same time. I think not, because I think you just want a clean shuffle where you get Bank Vila, then you play Patrol, Vila Patrol, and then you can use a Wild Hunt to grab the points, and then buy a colony or province patrol or something, but probably colony.
So what are the chances that Sicomatic does? He has how many fool's golds? 4 or 5?
He has 5.
So that means there are 4 fool's gold in the last 16, and he
Yep.
needs to draw one of them.
Yep. That's sounds like a math problem.
It's just. Wait, he draws 3. I don't know.
So I mean, the expectation is that at each card drawn, the expectation that's a fool's gold is
25%.
25%.
So he has like a 75% chance he
No, I
doesn't
mean
that?
less than that, but yeah, it'll be some value smaller than 75% and greater than 25%. Maybe 50 to 60% or something. But of course, this is information JW doesn't have.
Of course, yeah. Lots of thinking this game. Wow. I mean, it's a pretty tricky board for sure.
I think there's nothing JW can do to completely insulate him from the perfect draw from Psychomatic, because that bank, like if he can draw the bank and play it with all the fool's golds, that just gives him enough. And he
Yeah.
already has the 4 villas, so it's just enough to buy out all the villas and the wild hunts and a colony plus something else for points. Like I think it's just the best draw from Psychomatic beats anything that JW can do here.
Yeah, I
So
think
JW,
yeah, he has to hope that Psychomatic does, and that means he needs to get Villa. He needs to get the estate points from Wild Hunt, I think, because otherwise Psychomatic can, even if he does, easily
oh,
get the points from Wild Hunt.
I just thought of something. JW can buy out the villas under the hope that Psychomatic doesn't have, like, at some point is going to need to save his turn with a mid turn.
I sure, but I don't think I would take that risk. I mean, here it would have been perfect, but
I mean, I don't know. Like, he could do it, right? Because if he can get a points advantage too, then yeah, I don't know. That's a reasonable line to take, I think,
I
for
mean, sure, if he would see Psychomatic's hand.
no, no, even without seeing it. I mean, it's just like, what is the likelihood that you're gonna have all your villas line up? Like, it's not an easy deck to draw because Villa is a village that doesn't draw cards. So
Yeah, that's sure.
I mean, yeah, because JW cannot beat the best draw from Psychomatic, one of the lines he could take is just deny the villas under the hope that Psychomatic gets overloaded with his 6 draw cards, right? Because he picked up that extra moat. So you got to be thinking, man, like he might not have the villages on time.
The problem though, even that leaves only 2 Wild Hunts. That would you pretty much wouldn't have to know that Psychomatic that's from his starting 5, because if he just draws like Villa, Fool's Gold, that's already 6, or like Villa and 3 Fool's Gold, that's already enough points, enough to empty the Wild Hunts.
But JW can buy Bank Villa, draw them up with Patrol. Um, so he has 4 coins left. He plays 2 villas. No, excuse me. Oh, he can add a copper to that if he wants also. So suppose he does that. Actually, no. Okay, so he could actually draw up the estate and trash it if he wanted. So there are a lot there are a lot of different lines, but ultimately he's going to have enough, I think, to get the estate points from Wild Hunt and buy a colony on top of getting 2 villas if that's the line he wants to take, which is going to put him in a points lead. So Psychomatic would then need to be able to do better than just 2 wild hunts. He'd need to do like 2 wild hunts in a province or something, or 2 wild hunts in, like the wild hunt points or something.
Oh,
So
that is too complicated for me. There's so many routes you can go. Like you can also like farmland, trash chapel, get the villa that way.
yeah, I mean that's just 2 coins for 2 2 VP. So yeah, that's a trade-off you could make. That's like a pretty efficient source of VP. Although then you have the card in your deck if you have another turn, which. Eh. Well, I mean, I guess not, because right, Chapel's dead card, Farmland's dead card. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are lots of different lines, but something that I had missed out on is because the Vila is going to hand, JW can buy bank copper Vila. That copper is worth 2 coins, one for itself and one because of the bank, which could make the difference. And he can draw it all up with patrol. Alternatively, if JW is like worried about that estate lying around, he could just get bank Vila, play Wild Hunt, take the points, and then draw up with the patrol.
Oh, okay. So he got bank farmland. So basically, what I just suggested.
Yep.
He gets probably the points here. Yeah. And how many coins? 14.
So he can get Vila Colony if he wants.
He could end the game, but lose.
Oh, he could end the game. Oh no, he's one by short of ending it on estates. I was like, oh man, Vila 5 estates. He has the coins for that. It's crazy.
Tracer says, please no more Villa games.
Also, he could.
I think they have problems in how we pronounce Villa. I don't know who of us does it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Villa and Vila both seem correct to me, so I don't know. One of them is probably only actually correct. But yeah, buying farmland, trashing the farmland into province is also an efficient use of points. Like that's maybe a way to maximize points if he gets 2 provinces that way. Yeah, I think that'd be the points maximizing. Yeah, okay. So he does do the empty Villa, get colony, presumably.
So that means he pretty much wins here because Sicomatic is dead lost now.
Well, unless he has a dead.
I sure, but
yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
And just buy colony here, I assume then.
Yeah, you have to take colony here. Like, I don't even know what else you'd consider. I guess you could double summon Moat or something absolutely insane.
You mean
actually? Yeah. Oh, hold on. You could farmland province summon Moat is actually really reasonable.
He does it.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, his turn was good anyway.
Oh my goodness. That game is ridiculous. Duchy.
Oh, he would have, and it's true. Sicomatic's turn would have been saved. He drew into gold. Oh man.
What does he do here? Summon something or just get a duchy?
So looks like he'll summon Mode, hoping for a dud turn, but that is not going to be the case. Although, I mean, yeah, JW still needs to draw into a. Yeah, he gets a draw card, so no, it's over.
That game was just ridiculous.
That's a really smart play from JW. He thought a long time, but I think that was the best line for him. Crazy. Yep, and here he can just buy out the estates, Wild Hunts.
Or the estates, yeah. Okay, oh my goodness, that was crazy.
So JW takes the game, and he gets the next start also, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got a match. Yeah, those are some long endgame considerations.
I wonder how long that game took, like 45 minutes or so.
I think this is definitely one of those games where you can get real in trouble by playing too fast, because there was that turn, I think it was like Psychomatic's turn 10, where he was thinking for a long time. We thought the play was pretty obvious, but then you saw that the piles were a consideration, and if he hadn't been thinking of that, buy three
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wild, buy the three wild hunts. If he had done that, I think JW would be able to snatch the victory up. So that was an important turn, and then of course the last couple turns were real crazy, where you needed to balance points gaining with pile shenanigans.
So let me Google how Villa is pronounced. Because they talk all about that.
That's what's keeping their attention. See, my strategy is to pronounce
pronouncenames.com.
some things correctly on purpose, and then people will never know for sure whether I'm pronouncing something incorrectly intentionally or not. Throws them off.
So let me see.
Villa.
Villa.
All right, Villa.
Villa. Okay.
So be it. I mean, I think you pronounce it differently if you buy it in the middle of your turn or at the end of your turn, right? All right, so
I mean, they are talking now about if JW stream sniped because he fought for more than 3 minutes, but I don't think that is something we should talk about now. Okay, remake pretty strong here with arms.
Yep.
Oh, they did set the starting player incorrectly.
Yeah, I guess that's up. Okay, they decide to resign. Oh yeah, I guess it matters. No, they could have just accounted for it in future games, but whatever.
Yeah, it did not matter, right? Because no one was leading 3 or 2.5 yet.
Yep. All right, a different board. Gear counterfeit is strong. Crown.
Oh, he had 5-2 on arms.
Yeah, but it was 2-5. But well, maybe that didn't matter. But yeah, 2-5.
That doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, with remake, that seems pretty good. So, oh, there's a Mandarin. No, okay. I was looking for Mandarin Capital, but no, there's Crown and Counterfeit in Mandarin, which are all the
oh my goodness,
all the capital synergy cards, but no capital.
Yeah. You you confused me for a second. I thought Crown was capital here. Yeah.
So there's museum. So got to catch them all. I think you have a pretty reasonable desire to get a lot of these cards anyway. Certainly, gear, counterfeit, crown, silver, gold, nobles are all going to be good.
There are no. Gaining actions is still a little bit hard. I mean, crowning sages or. I mean. You just need a lot of crowns here. And if you want to do like mid-turn tricks, you really need to crown sages or something. That's I'm not sure. I think going for some grave robber strategy might be also decent. Just get to 5 and grave rob a 5er here or something. I don't know.
All right, so it looks like they both open with gear. I think I would have preferred gear silver to grab a counterfeit on turn 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of opening. Wow, triple gear? Is he playing big money?
I mean, that seems losing on a museum board. I mean, playing triple gear is fine, but you don't want all three gears from the get go. Um, and I think I'd play with two gears mostly. Like, I'd want to go gear silver and then get like gear counterfeit and then build from there. But because museum like is just going to really reward a player who doesn't go straight for provinces, but
I don't understand why they are loading up on those gears, honestly, if they don't go for big money. I mean,
well,
I'm in the opinion though anyway that like Gear Big Money is pretty much overrated. I can't remember a single game where I played Gear Big Money, but that is beside the point. I don't see
I
why
mean
you want.
counterfeit and crown are really strong enablers here. But yeah, so what were the okay? So Sicomatic picks up a silver on turn 3, and JW manages to get a counterfeit on turn 4, which is really nice. And JW gets a noble, so he's going to use nobles for actions. It looks like.
But nobles for actions and gear for draw seems like not very good at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be okay. You just end up having like golds and crowns and stuff and counterfeits. I guess you can't get rid of the estates, which is unfortunate, but you set them aside with the gear. Yeah, I mean, nobles is worth 4 points, so it's okay. But I think a gold there might have been better. So we'll see if. Well, this has to be a counterfeit for Sicomatic. JW is ahead just because he got that counterfeit so early.
Agreed.
But there's still plenty of game left with Museum.
So will he get now crown? Yeah, he will.
Yep. Sense.
That was pretty much expected.
Okay, so here Sicomatic can get gold or nobles. Those seem like the things to get.
I like crown so that you can crown counterfeit, and in the early game and later crown nobles or something.
Yeah, I mean, or crown gold. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Yeah, yeah. Crown on nobles is going to be pretty solid.
Yeah, I think that is what you kind of want, and then maybe add a few sages for actions that you can use nobles for draw, like crown sage nobles or something.
Yeah, I mean, crowning nobles and getting +3 cards and then +2 actions seems completely reasonable. Like, and then you can use another nobles for draw, and then a gear, and that seems good. Yeah, I think I would have only played with 2 gears here. 3 is a little strange to me.
Yeah, to me as well. I don't see a reason why you, especially like opening triple gear.
Yeah. But it's not like gear's going to be a bad card for them. It's just the build order is a little different than I would have done.
So is that a nobles a gold?
I think Sicomatic already has a gold, so I think he wants a nobles or a crown. At least I thought he had a gold. Yeah, that's the second gold for Sicomatic, so he's not going for the nobles crown thing quite yet.
So here JW can crown the nobles and then use gear.
That seems really strong, I think. Probably stronger than crowning counterfeit. Like JW got the counterfeit so early that like he's just gonna be able to thin out the coppers at a reasonable pace. And JW has another crown, I think.
Getting a second counterfeit doesn't seem that unreasonable as well, as you can maybe use an extra buy for banquet and then trash the coppers later again.
Yeah, I think you'd want to invest in the draw first, but that does seem like
for the later game. I mean,
yeah,
to get extra crowns. I mean,
that's weird to float two copper like that. JW could have saved the coppers instead of the estates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it works out where he's got another Crown Nobles starting hand, which is very strong, and a gear to follow it up.
Yeah, what does Sicomatic do here? Just go
money.
province? No, he
No,
just sets aside. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, province is definitely losing on this board. With
Yeah, I was not saying that it is good, but I was wondering what he will do.
Side, the gear here makes sense, but playing the gear is also fine. Yeah, that's reasonable. And now he can save a crown, and then he can crown a counterfeit. Yeah, save crown estate. Crown counterfeit, trashing copper will give him 9 coins. So if he instead keeps the crown and plays it on the silver, he can get 11, which could be better to grab a nobles and a crown. Yeah, usually you want to play all your good cards, and even crowning a silver is something. No undo required. These are seasoned Dominion veterans.
Noble's Crown probably here.
Yeah, most likely, although I don't know what else could make sense here. I think eventually playing with an explorer is reasonable, but you want the province first. Because yeah, explorer, and then you can just use a counterfeit to trash silver and eventually gold. Okay, he looks like JW wants more payload. He thinks he has the draw. But he doesn't have the reliability, as this turn demonstrates. Meanwhile, okay, so Sicomatic is going to save the nobles, and he really needs a crown at this point, I think. Because JW has 3 crowns, right?
There we go, yep.
Crowning the gear, so that crown's going away, but he'll be able to set up his next turn nicely. Save a noble's crown seems strong. But he could just save noble's estate. Yeah. Use the crown on the counterfeit and well, I don't know. Use the crown on the gold and then something else.
I mean, yeah. Grabbing Explorer, yeah, the more that I think about it, it's not too bad, as you can just counterfeit the golds that you get.
Yep. I think that's JW's only silver, so he might want to keep it around for museum points. Although, I mean, it's easy to pick one up later.
Yeah.
So, like, getting real... can he afford Province Explorer here? I guess is the question I'd look to answer. If he crowns the gold... and then he crowns the counterfeit to trash both the copper and the silver.
I think you need to. I think you need to crown the counterfeit. You can get a third buy. You can pick up an additional card and easily get just the silver later back.
But yeah, I think he has enough. If he crowns the counterfeit, trashing copper, silver, and then crowns the gold, he'd be able to pick up Province Explorer.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty good because he set aside a nobles in his hand for next turn. So I think he'll be able to draw it all up.
Yeah, that seems better. Counterfeiting golds that you get from Explorer seems better than the Grave Robber that I had initially in mind. Yeah, for sure.
I think adding a Grave Robber on what you expect to be your second to last turn is a really good investment. Because that's worth 2 points straight up, and that's going to be one of the more efficient ways to get the last few provinces is Grave Robbering, a spare crown or whatever. So I think there is room for Grave Robber. But I would get Explorer first. And I don't think it's too much value to add any of the other cards. I mean, Beggar isn't crazy if you had a second counterfeit.
I wonder if it would be worth it to pick up a Mandarin at some point to top deck crowns.
Yeah, depending on how thin you got. And like I think I'd want to have a gear setting aside a nobles for that to be the right play. But yeah, if that condition held, then seems pretty potentially correct. Oh, okay. So JW doesn't go for the silver trashing. And maybe I miscounted anyway. It looks like that would have only given him 14.
He crowned this counterfeit to get the buy, but he didn't trash the second time, yeah.
Yeah, or actually, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so what does he do here? He banquets to get 2 copper and a crown, and he gets a noble
And a Sage.
and a sage. Okay, okay, yeah, sage is a reasonable thing to have. It doesn't hurt and is worth 2 points. Yeah, okay, reasonable. I think he can set up the Explorer province if he's going that way on the next turn. Getting an extra nobles is very good because having just 1 nobles, having 2 is great because you can crown the first one and then just play the second one straight up for draw, and then just play a gear and like set aside gear and something else. And
Dan Brooks is pointing out that JW could have set up a gold deck here with crown, ground, silver, gold counterfeit, and then each turn banquet for Mandarin and by province.
yeah, I think you can do better than that here. Like, I think it's not hard to build up to a multi-province turn and like gaining nobles and stuff.
I think JW is in much better shape. Sicomatic's turn he has like way too much money still in his deck, it seems like. And
he's
buys
gold.
buys even more gold.
Yeah, I think he'll probably want to pick up a sage here. I mean, nothing else makes sense, but I don't know why you'd pick up a gold there instead of a nobles or a crown. Seems odd. Okay, so JW did not find his other nobles yet. No, there it is. I think setting it aside is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And he can also play the other gear to set aside a sage and something else. Probably just green to improve his next turn.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, I like that. What is left in his deck? Another crown? Yeah.
Yeah, 1 more crown. And it must be
probably copper because he just banquet, right?
Oh yeah, banquet, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely copper.
Oh, 2 crowns. Wow, okay. Sicomatic has only 1 crown.
Yeah. Thinking about whether or not he wants to save the crown, I think.
Yeah.
Saving a crown guarantees a good turn, but I don't think it's necessary here. I think there's enough payload to crown the gold. Crown the counterfeit, crown the gold, and you're just in a really strong spot. Yeah, crown counterfeit, crown gold, and you can do the province explorer thing if that's the direction you want to go.
6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15?
You're saying so? Assume if we assume he crowns the counterfeit and trashes copper with it,
Yeah,
then that's 6 coins, 7 with the other copper, 9 with the silver, and 12 with the gold. And if he crowns the gold, he'd get up to 15.
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yep.
So 15 in free buy. So he could get, I don't know, either Province Explorer or Sage Nobles Nobles.
Yeah, I guess if he is going Province Explorer, then you might as well set aside the silver with the nobles because it doesn't do anything for you this turn. And that's just one less card you need to draw next turn. Alternatively, there are some other lines he could take where he could just keep going with this banquet thing, like nobles, double banquet for like crown and counterfeit, and then you set aside the crown and the nobles so that you are guaranteed to be able to kick off on your next turn, and then you can just put all those counterfeits and crowns to work. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm not a big fan of double banquet because that's like 4 coppers extra, and you can only trash 2 if you crown a counterfeit.
Yeah, I was saying that if you did the double banquet, you'd want to pick up another counterfeit
Oh,
for
oh,
sure.
oh, oh, okay. I missed that part.
But yeah, I don't know. There are lots of ways you can do it. So it looks like he's gonna save the silver, so probably Province Explorer.
Yeah, that's looks like it.
Then he can start counterfeiting gold, which is really strong. Nope. He's got a different plan in mind.
I don't like all those gears.
This could be nobles and banquet for crown or something. Yeah, I definitely like picking up Explorer instead of buying gold outright.
Yeah, I agree. But he has a great starting hand.
Yeah, and this is not even counting the nobles that he has set aside in gear. So he can crown nobles, uh, and still have 2 crowns left over for treasure payload.
Yeah. Yes, Psychomatic is really limited in what he can do. I mean, at that point he might just go for province because that's his, yeah, because that's, I think that's his only hope. Building longer just loses. But I don't see Psychomatic winning anyway here.
Yeah, JW is very very much ahead, and adding the extra gear just means that JW is doing is he's guaranteeing that he kicks off each turn. So he's
Probably, yeah. So he plays 2 gears each
use,
turn.
yep, he's going to use the gears to set aside a crown and nobles, I think. And yeah, I mean, that's like if you're up this far, then that's a pretty smart move.
Although I don't see a reason why you need 2 gears to set aside for the next turn. I think just using 1 gear to set aside Crown Nobles is totally
Yeah.
enough.
The only advantage is you can also set aside some green. But yeah, I think he could have been fine with 1 gear, but um, I'm saying like I think valuing consistency is at this point is a smart play from JW.
Yeah, that's that I agree with.
All right, just going for 2 crowns here. He probably wants to use. Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really need that much draw. He can go nobles for cards and actions, and then gear draw twice. Yep.
Oh,
And then
but
he's
that
in
means
good
the crown stays in play, right? I'm not a big fan of that.
Actually, I don't think it does. I think if you do the crown thing, I think it does not stay in play. But I guess we'll find out. This might have been a recent-ish rule change. So yeah, I think setting aside 1 crown is the safe play. So we'll see if. Yep, that's what JW does. Sets aside a copper also because he doesn't need it, he thinks. Which is fair.
So here, Province Explorer Sage or something seems pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he can banquet also.
Yeah,
Province
or,
Explorer, banquet for crown.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know if you've seen the Explorer interaction. It's not something you always find. So nobles here. Then I'd expect maybe, I don't know, gold, I guess.
I mean, given that he bought gold, I don't think he sees the Explorer play.
Yeah, so nobles, crown, gold seems okay, given that he doesn't, see the Explorer interaction. I mean, JW doesn't need to be so reluctant to get provinces, but there's also not a really strong motivation to pick them up while there are still nobles left.
Mm-hmm.
So he's with a crowned counterfeit. He's going to have 3 buys. So unless he has a payload exceeding, 24, why not buy other stuff?
Wait, he decided to banquet instead of buying the counterfeit right away?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
guess he has enough draw, so he might as well,
Yeah.
get the coppers to spend on counterfeit. Um, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Interesting use of banquet here. And he wants to keep 1 copper in his deck for museum points, which he has set aside in his gear. So looks like JW is on top of where he wants to go with his deck.
Finally, Sicomatic can um, here
Crown,
trash to coppers.
Yep. And he can.
And I'm pretty sure he needs to like get nobles here or something, or crown.
Could pick up a 4th gear in a province or something if that's the direction he wants to take the deck. Very focused. Or he could, get 2 nobles or something. Or no, he.
That is 2, 4, 6, and 5. That's 11.
Yeah, so nobles crown, or he could go province gear, or he could set aside coin, but I don't like that. I like setting aside the estates.
But I still expect JW to at least at some point pick up Explorer, just even only for the museum points.
Yeah, he might pick that up.
Especially now as he has 2 counterfeits, adding Explorer is just, I think, really good. So he does it and goes province.
And presumably gear. Although his deck is pretty lean. The 4th gear might actually just get in the way. Silver's not crazy because he has the counterfeit. And he's getting pretty low on copper, so.
Yeah, I think silver for Psychomatic is pretty good.
but he gets the 4th gear, planning for the long game. JW starts with a gigantic hand. I guess he set like 6 cards aside or something.
Yeah.
3, at least 5. 3, no, yeah, 6 cards. 3
Yeah.
estates, nobles, copper, a crown. Or no, did he set aside the sage too?
No, no. So Crown Sage.
Yeah. And then nobles, cards, presumably.
Okay.
Yep. And then he can play.
I think it might be reasonable to just play nobles and then a gear set something aside and then use all crowns for money.
But it looks like he's gonna crown a gear and then set aside 2 nobles and a gear.
Oh, so did the crown? Yeah, the crown did stay in play, right? Here, you can see.
Actually, oh no, he can just play that 2nd gear if he wants to. So he's gonna set aside 2 estates, then estate nobles, and he can play another gear and set aside nobles crown if he wants. If he wants to be maximally safe.
So what is the maximum number of coins? If he doesn't set aside any crown, he can crown counterfeit to get trash cop 2 coppers, crown counterfeit trash copper silver. That would be 6. 6, 8, 14, and then crown gold. That is 9, 23.
Yeah, I think JW wants to keep a copper and silver around. Although he can get the coppers whenever he wants with Banquet for nothing. So that's possible. He could also use 2 crowns on golds, and then just use counterfeit, 1 crown on the counterfeit. So he has a lot of coins. I think the time to pick up at least 1 province, probably 2, has come.
Yeah. Especially as 1 province is additional points for museum.
Like, potentially he can set it up so that he can get 2 provinces this turn and 3 provinces next turn if Sicomatic picks 1 up. But it looks like he goes for maximum reliability, setting aside a crown.
So that's 20. So he can do province, banquet for explorer.
Well, he can do province, and a banquet,
for explorer, yeah,
which seems pretty reasonable. He threatens triple province pretty much whenever he wants. He might even be able to quadruple province next turn. So he just has this game locked down, I think.
Especially as banquet is gives copper and explorer both points for museum.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back.
Yep. I don't think he has to be scared for a free pile. But there's also not a lot of reason to lower the piles. Yeah, as he wants to prepare to win next turn, basically. And getting double province, banquet, explorer seems just the best thing to do. There's the first province. Okay, he only gets 1 province. He didn't bank it. Interesting. Still they're even in points. That's a pretty decent turn for Sicomatic here. But the problem is he has only one buy. So that's just single province.
Okay. Finally, Explorer makes an appearance.
Yeah, but he didn't bank it for it, which is interesting. Sicomatic got single province.
I wonder if he calculated a 4-province turn here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's possible.
Wait, where did the beggar come from? Did he buy a beggar? I missed that.
Oh well, that explains.
Oh, that's why he didn't bank it.
He did banquet.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge turn for JW, and 4 provinces seems not just attainable but trivial at this point.
So he needs to find the second counterfeit still. He for sure wants to crown the explorer. I'm not sure if crowning the beggar is needed, but of course that's also possible. I think you want to crown.
Interesting.
I would have expected him to crown the gear if he wants to end it here.
I don't know why he just played crown there. That just seems strange to me. Well, crown sage seems especially strange if he plans to end it here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Crown gear seems just way better if he wants to end it.
Yeah, this does not look like the play to end the game. Looks like he's setting up for his next turn, but I think he had 4 provinces here. If he had just played out the draw without crowning it, kept like 3 crowns for payload. Or I mean, he can just keep 2 crowns, like crowning both counterfeits, trashing golds, and then he could have used the crowns for explorer and beggar. I think he would have had 4 provinces easily.
Yeah, that's
might still have it, but let's see, because he can play counterfeit 3 times now. That is a lot of. So counterfeit gold is 7 coins each, 21.
Yeah, that might still be 4 provinces.
I think he's a little bit short at this point. I get 29. But he definitely could have
21, 24, 26. He did crown the beggar.
Oh, the beggar was crowned. Yeah, then he does have enough. It's just a strange way to do it.
Well, exactly enough.
Made that closer than it needed to be, but all right.
Oh wow, that was a impressive play. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Sicomatic was definitely behind from the get-go because he didn't get the counterfeit on turn 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think they could have done themselves a favor by opening gear silver there, guaranteeing a counterfeit on turn 3 or 4, but worked out for JW, and he played it very nicely from there. All right. Got catapult, and we do have some treasure gainers in the form of trade and windfall. Encampment.
You can just armory for silver if you want to.
Yeah. So easy to set up the catapult attack. It's probably something you want to do.
Trade route is basically the only plus buy, so that you want to kind of pick up early as well, especially with cheap cards like encampment and redcatcher.
Yeah.
like Trade Route Armory, not that crazy as an opening. Although Armory Redcatcher is probably better. Yeah, Armory Redcatcher and get the Trade Route later. I think. I don't think Alchemist is really needed. You have Hunting Party Herald.
I mean,
And.
hmm,
Or would
I'd
you
be
open Potion here?
I would be more inclined to get Catapult in the first shuffle over Ratcatcher. Like Ratcatcher is going to be better at trashing estates, but
Yeah,
um,
you can. I would just Armory for the Catapult and use Redcatcher to trash the estates, and then you can use the Catapult to trash the coppers.
yeah, um,
But I don't
that,
think opening Catapult is all that great
I
here
mean,
in second
if you
shuffle, maybe. Because
if you
Armory early is just. You can just gain the card that you would have opened with.
well, I was thinking Armory Catapult isn't crazy. I mean, you risk the terminal collision, but I think even if you collide, you can catapult and then buy a Ratcatcher. So, like the advantage of Ratcatcher costing 2 is that you can buy it on turn 3 or 4 while trashing with Catapult.
Yeah.
Pretend like trashing Copper with Catapult, even.
But in my experience, if you want Redcatcher, you want to basically open with it because it's just so slow in trashing. And the likelihood of finding your estates in the starting hand gets lower and lower.
3-4 for both players, and they both open Catapult. Sicomatic goes for the Armory. I like that. And now he can Armory a Ratcatcher here if he wants. I mean, Ratcatcher is skippable because of trade. Also, you can potentially work to get a large hand size with Hunting Party, and then trade away the estates.
Yeah, that's true. But trade is a past opportunity to get Hunting Party or Herald.
So JW also gets an Armory. JW's turn 3 is 5 copper, which is interesting. Hunting Party seems like a pretty great thing to get with 5 copper.
Yeah.
The Sicomatic thinking about what to gain with his Armory.
Yeah, now I'm really curious what he gets here.
Ratcatcher is pretty safe choice. Encampment if he really wants to make sure he sees his catapult and maybe gets a good buy.
Yeah.
And then
Or just Herald that will eventually get really good.
Yeah, Herald. All right, so he gets the Herald. I'm not sold on Herald here just because I think play order is pretty important with Catapult in particular. Yeah, we'll see. So unfortunate that Psychomatics, if he trashes the copper here, then it's going to not really attack JW at all. But okay, he doesn't attack. JW picked up a Hunting Party, which makes perfect sense. City here is interesting. I don't think any pile is guaranteed to empty, but there are a bunch that might empty. Encampment Plunder might empty. Herald might empty.
I mean, yeah.
And Hunting
You
Party
just
might.
want Hunting Parties over City right now.
Yeah, I was just saying, if you're going to ignore Herald, which is reasonable, but I think you're going to pick up some Heralds just because they're the best thing to buy on 4 a lot of the time. So JW picked up a Ratcatcher on turn 4. Psychomatic gets another Herald. JW has Collision now between Catapult and Armory. I think you have to play the Catapult here. Yep. And we'll see what he trashes. Trashes the estate, so no attacks from Catapult yet. Picks up a silver. I like that.
So what does he do?
Trashing silver with Catapult has some merit here. It's tough to get out. It's tough to trash the curses here. Nothing trashes more than 1 a turn. I mean, Ratcatcher, if it starts in your hand, but yeah, trashing silver will be pretty reasonable here.
The
But it's
problem though
also
is he kind of wants to hit 5 still, and the silver is
yeah,
his only silver, so I'm agreeing not trashing it. But between trashing copper and using armory, it's
it looks
both
like he's
also
just
reasonable.
going for the Herald stack pretty strong. JW hasn't gotten a single Herald.
Yeah,
So
here
now,
can armory top deck something and draw it.
yep, that's pretty nice.
I mean, if he goes heavily for heralds, top decking another armory isn't that bad.
Yeah, because the plus buy is so weak here, maybe encampments get mostly ignored, which you don't see that often, but this might be the board for it. So 4 again. Is it another Herald, or does he want to... Like, Alchemist seems okay here. I mean, reliable draw is nice, but you definitely want a trade route if you do go in for the Alchemist. So he's going straight for Heralds. That's 6 Heralds that Sicomatic has gained. His deck is going to play itself pretty soon.
Okay, he can get a 4 and a 5er. Will he contest the heralds, or what does he do? Yeah.
Yep, gets a Herald.
And I guess not a hunting party here. Or is he already going city? Oh, okay, so because he's expecting Sicomatic to empty heralds.
Yep, makes sense.
Oh, that's a sad herald here.
Yep, and a sad turn for Sicomatic. So
here it might be just better to trash the copper in hope that it hurts your opponent.
Yeah, I like attacking here. He has a rat catcher in his deck, so
yeah,
there is another way to trash the estate.
And he could just, for example, pick up a trade route here.
Yeah, trade route if he wants it, but that's going to be a little dangerous with the Herald stack. It might be safer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Heralds are a little awkward just because you don't have any action payload, right? Your payload has to be treasures.
But he just goes for more heralds.
Yeah. The deck's going to draw itself, but I just don't know how impressive it's going to be.
Yeah. I really like adding a second armory. If he wants to go for the herald stack, you can grab... don't probably get still as much heralds as you would have gotten, and have then 2 armories which you can use then for encampments or something.
Alright, so Sicomatic draws a bunch, can trash with Catapult, and still have enough to buy Hunting Party or Herald.
I mean, now city over hunting party, pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't need the actions, though, so...
Yeah, but eventually I assume it gets spies and coins. Because...
I'm not sure here, like... So hunting parties aren't going to be lowered anymore. So
yeah,
Herald...
I mean, if... okay, that was assuming he goes for the second armory and goes for encampments.
But yeah, he picks up a city, which is good. JW just having trouble getting any kind of economy. He's got another 2-coin hand. He's picking up encampments, but he doesn't have any way to hold on to those encampments.
So, armory now, I assume. I really like now to get a trade route. I mean, he has so many heralds, but...
Gaining the trade route with armory is a safe way, so you know it's not going to be automatically played at least this turn. But
yeah, or you can just, I mean, armory for armory and then armory for trade route, because with 2 armories, even if you trash something, I mean, trashing a herald would be sad, but all the others are easily replaceable.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the money right now where a trade route's even going to do much work.
I mean, to get encampments.
Yeah, that's true. But he doesn't even need encampments. Like plunders would be good for
Yeah,
second
yeah, yeah.
for sure, but like the encampments don't actually do a whole lot. Okay.
He did not play Armory first? That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he's planning to
Set
top
up
deck
next
encampment
to.
and buy gold.
Oh, okay.
It's just a thought.
Okay, maybe, yeah. But pretty sure Sicomatic has here the much better deck.
Yeah, I don't really know what direction JW is going in. He's trashed more aggressively. Um,
Which only in retrospect means that the catapult attack hurts more.
yeah, he doesn't. He's had some pretty unfortunate draws where his hunting parties have been hiding in the bottom of his deck.
Okay, heralds are gone. Cities are activated.
Yeah, and JW doesn't draw into his city, so he can't quite draw the deck. But now he can attack and buy a city. But
He
he
doesn't
decides
attack.
instead, probably, I don't know what his plan is here. Like,
Uh,
he's lost all his encampments, so picking up a gold isn't amazing. Although his armory can gain an encampment.
yeah. Windfall is also a possibility now for Sicomatic.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense until he gets a trade route, right? Which he can with the armory. This is, yeah, Psychomatic has overdrawn his deck. For sure.
Yeah, he can now get the trade route and Windfall or something.
Yeah, I think that's pretty okay. Um,
And that also means he can catapult the silver.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
Well,
really
assuming,
like where he's going in. Later, he can just armory for silver, catapult the silver, and then JW is in a really bad spot.
yeah, having both catapult and trade route, and if you can use catapult offensively, that's a really strong spot to be in. JW still hasn't gotten control over his deck, although he'll probably draw it this turn. But then he's only just got the one trasher, so he doesn't have the ability. He just doesn't have as much draw to play around with Windfall like Psychomatic does.
Yeah, I think there's no. I mean, I can only see two gains here: either armory and then use the second army to gain trade route, or just get trade route right away here. And I really like the idea to get a second armory, to get lots of encampments,
Yeah, I think
and
that's
also or even also gain 2 silvers and then get a second catapult or something. He has all the control, and he
yep.
does it. He gets the second armory.
This is definitely the turn to do it. Yeah, I think Psychomatic's deck won't be 100%. Like if he does the Windfall stuff, sometimes he's just not going to get good draws with Herald. But when he does, it's going to be he's going to be able to put on a lot of pain. The catapult attack.
Yeah, here armory for trade route, I assume.
Yeah, I mean technically he doesn't need the armory or the trade route this turn, but he definitely wants it, right? So he
I
could
mean, why? I really think he needs a trade route because he can then pick up 2 encampments and then Windfall, and he's.
Okay. Well, one encampment in Windfall. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, he could just top deck an encampment here, maybe, if he just wanted to make his.
No, then Windfall doesn't work.
Oh, good call. Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's not going in for Windfall, but he should. Yeah, I guess you just get the trade route and don't play it here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
gets,
I was worried that he just Windfalls and fails.
yeah.
And
He's planning to
Windfall.
pick up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Planning.
Psychomatic has won this game here. I don't see how JW can win here. Although the start of that turn looks pretty promising.
I think it's a catapult as the bottom card, so he can top deck with Armory and then play the Herald. I think, yeah, getting the encampment here with Armory makes a lot of sense for JW, since he's got that gold.
I don't like trashing the copper. I don't think he needs the money.
Yeah, he doesn't have plus buy yet, and no way to get it this turn.
I would have just trashed the silver here. What? He doesn't play encampment? Why?
I mean, he didn't need to.
Okay, he doesn't have a plus buy, true. Okay,
Oh.
the cards are flying over the screen. Something happened. No one knows exactly.
All right, so double Armory here gives his Herald a guaranteed target, which is cool.
Yeah.
So one of them should be a trade route.
Yeah.
The
He can also gain an encampment if he wants to.
Or a silver, like he can do a great many things. I mean, he can just.
He can also get another catapult and just trash the golds he got and windfall again.
I mean, I think catapult trashing gold is definitely the right move, and then he can use trade route to trash copper, and then I think 2 buys is sufficient here though, and then he can get windfall and city or something. So yeah, like Armory for trade route, Armory for encampment, play Herald seems. That's what I would look to do, I think. It's a little bit of overdraw, but it's nice to have that overdraw in the deck.
Yeah, especially with the 2 armories, overdraw is so nice.
The last card is a gold. So
Yeah.
assuming he trashes gold and copper, then he's going to have 10 coins to work with, which is perfect for windfall plus city.
Yeah, there's a trade route. And I assume he armory is again so that the Herald hits.
Yep.
Although it doesn't really matter. He draws anything, anyway, everything.
I don't like the copper trash there. Unless he's planning to get... No, well, I don't like it regardless.
He's just probably worried that his encampments... That he needs the gold for encampment. I don't know.
I mean, maybe he's not... He must not be planning to windfall again this turn. But I would like the windfall here. And if he is planning to windfall, then he should have trashed the gold.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no reason not to.
So what does he buy here? Just 2 cities? Or... I think he needs to get fibers because he can just gain anything else with armory.
Yep.
Or he just gets windfall. City. Yeah, either city, windfall city. But make sure to windfall first. Yeah.
Too. Like
windfall
hunting party
city
might be better than city for him.
So I think he needs now a second catapult to get rid of all the golds again.
Yeah, I mean, well, he can set up a. I think from here on out, he can just like trash gold, buy province city for like a while, or province hunting party. And if he gets low on gold, then he can like buy a windfall. But he should just be able to cruise with a small points advantage and keep the pressure up.
So what does JW trash here? A copper,
which doesn't really hurt. Sicomatic. Assuming these heralds do their job.
I mean, he has 6 golds now and still a few coppers.
Yeah. And it'd be real bad news to draw like a trade route or a catapult first.
He sets an encampment aside though.
Yeah, not the end of the world, but pretty sad. And now he's safe with any kind of Herald play.
Yeah, he can now double armory again. And I really like a second catapult now. I think if he just gives his opponent 2 curses now each turn, there's no way JW can come back from this. I don't. Why does he play Herald here? If he can armory, and guarantee a hit.
I guess he figures he can do it here. And yeah, I like gaining the encampment with the armory so that you can draw on.
Yeah.
So this one should be encampment for sure.
Yeah, and the next one catapult, I think.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Not really sure what else you want. I mean, he could think about, if he doesn't go for the catapult trashing gold route, he can just get a second trade route here and use the buys with all the money. But I really like catapult more though.
Yeah, he's gonna run out of things to trash.
He gets another trade route though.
And he does that with the first armory. Okay. I think he's changing his mind about the order, I think. Definitely
Yeah,
wants the
yeah.
And now he's getting another trade route. Okay. Yeah, he didn't draw his deck nearly as well this time. He's just having some bad luck with the Heralds, but it looks like he gets there in the end. So yeah, definitely running out of things to trash. He definitely wants to catapult the gold.
Yeah, and trade route to Corpus.
But it's going to be awkward where he'll be trade routing golds in the future.
I mean, if you get 3 golds from 5 coins, I mean, why not?
Yeah, with 3 trashers, he's just going to be treading water with Windfall, which is amusing. But Windfall Province is okay. I guess he can Windfall. He can also Windfall Plunder City or something. Or
oh, that's a lot of treasure cards though. That's 5, 8, 9 treasure cards.
Yeah, but he needs to trash 3 each turn, I guess. So
yeah, sure.
he can play this a few ways. Like, yeah, there's no real need to get the province, so you can just get points via plunder and then keep applying. Keep delivering curses with catapult.
Yeah, I mean, he can just use the armories from now on to gain silvers and trash at least 1 silver and use that silver to trash with catapult.
Yeah, pick up any spare encampments if there are any left, and otherwise gain silver. That makes sense. Actually, he can get a beggar.
oh yeah, that's true. Windfall in 2 cities.
Good. Yeah, that's a safe play.
So, I mean,
he has a city.
Is he trying to go to empty cities and then go big?
I think so. I think that's probably completely safe.
Okay, JW finally gets the plus buy, which he desperately needed. Also, of course, to trash the curses that he has, and will probably also get in the future. And he drew his deck, so he might even get Windfall if he wants to.
Yeah. Maybe trashing
Yeah, I
yeah,
would trash silver here for sure, and trade route trash copper, and then he can windfall if he wants to.
trade route trashing curse. Yeah, I was thinking like it doesn't really make sense for JW to give curses to Sicomatic. He'll just That's just fuel for his trade routes.
Oh, okay, that's true. But might get in the way of heralds still.
Well, I mean they're gonna be in the discard pile any curse he gets, so it
Yeah,
should
yeah,
be
yeah, sure, sure.
so long as Psychomatic can stay on top of his deck, the curses aren't going to bother him. Whereas
Yeah,
J-
yeah, you're right, you're
JW
right.
still needs to catch up with the curses. With 2 catapult cursing attacks, JW is just treading water with 1 curse in a deck.
Yeah,
So
that's I like
Windfall
that. Windfall encampment seems pretty good.
oh
So that is that a dud?
oh that is a big dud.
Okay. Um.
There's nothing even to gain with the armory.
You don't want to really top deck a silver, so he might top deck a catapult, maybe.
Get top deck a rat catcher for no particular reason.
He
Yeah.
does.
I mean, getting a city is probably just the way to go for
Yeah.
Psychomatic.
I think that is still pretty safe. Zedek.
JW is going to want to pick up plunders at this point. I think that's going to be his out. Is He's grab the plunders.
It's pretty slow to get the points, though.
Oh, also that's just going to be a 3 pile trouble. But well, yeah, he can safely. If Psychomatic grabs a city here, then JW can probably safely grab 2 plunders or something and just try to find a way to eke out a win on a surprise piles thing. Psychomatic wins the long game.
I'm not sure why he top deck a red catcher. I think top decking a catapult is still reasonable. I mean,
So, like, Psychomatic wants a Ratcatcher in his deck, so Herald hits it instead of gold, but he doesn't really want it on top of his
yeah,
deck.
yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe he can discard it to JW's catapult attack.
A hunting party. Scared about free piling?
Hunting Party's good for Psychomatic's deck.
Yeah, for sure. But I thought his plan was to activate cities and then win on the activated city turn.
Well, it's definitely gotten a little bit more risky now because if like JW took 2 plunders on this turn here, and
Yeah, then you
then
can't really empty the cities.
probably won't find an opportunity to get that last city without.
I mean, yeah, you can just get points in the last city and then you can win on the next turn. That's what I thought. Like get province,
Yeah.
city, I don't know, something else, and then win on the next turn.
That definitely makes the game more interesting, and it was always a possibility. But there should be a lot of actions left in Psychomatic's deck, so I would not expect a dud here.
So, what is his deck capable of? He certainly wants to trade with the curse.
Catapult, a copper, or a silver.
I for sure want to think the silver because
Yeah, he can armory for another silver. That's probably the best thing to do with armory.
second catapult for JW also not that unreasonable as he has the actions for it. And just give 2 curses to Sicomatic.
Yeah, I think I like taking 2 plunders in JW's position, which means he can afford to trash a little more.
Yeah,
So yeah, gaining another catapult here and trashing, like he could trash gold and silver
yeah,
and
exactly.
still.
That's what I mean. And give 2 curses, and then if he gets 2 plunders, he still has lots of money.
Yep, and he can use his armory to gain another silver or a beggar, on future turns.
What is the last card here in his deck?
Hunting party, maybe no.
No, he has
Eight.
it in hand.
Yeah. Herald, I think.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because I think JW got 2 heralds. So that'd be nice to keep on top, but yeah, so that might be a consideration.
Mick says you can also armory free pile with armories. Something to consider.
Yeah, if you have overdraw. So yeah, maybe with 2 cities left. That would take a lot of overdraw, but it's something to look out for.
Yeah, you can, if you have Herald and 2 armories, you can armory, gain 2 armories, then Herald again to a guaranteed hit an armory, and so on, and chain them.
Yeah, do that 3 times and you're there.
And then just buy the last 2 cities. Okay, he gets a trade route instead.
So it looks like he's planning to play bigger, but he's not drawing it up, seemingly. Trashes copper instead of silver? Oh no, he is drawing it up. Okay. That's kind of awkward. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Like, he should have, unless he thought that the curse would help Sicomatic, he should have catapulted the silver so he
Yeah.
could trade copper.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just thinking, well, trade route's a future thinking play, and he's not actually going to play it this turn.
So how much money does he even have? That's 9, 12, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
And
kind of...
but he'd only have 13 if he plays the trade route, which doesn't seem that appealing. So this might be province plunder or something. Although the first person who buys province gives their opponent 2 extra coins from the trade.
Okay, province city.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, maybe JW is thinking about the advantages of overdraw here.
Okay, red catcher first, I assume. Yeah. Yeah, and now he can play the encampments.
I think he wanted to play the heralds before the...
I think he wants to find his armories first, maybe? To guarantee herald hits.
He has mostly treasures in the discard, I think.
Yeah, one of his armories is in the discard, right?
Yep. I think these... I think he may have misplayed that. He's got a catapult and an armory I guess he has 2 heralds left also. So yeah, he'll probably draw it all, but it's going to be close.
I think you want to herald first now and hope to find a second armory and then guarantee. Because there's nothing he can really top deck that would guarantee him to find. Oh, okay,
Oh,
he found his hunting party. That's pretty good now. Yeah, now he can double armory. The second armory probably is silver that he can catapult.
so he discarded 3 golds and 2 heralds. So not a guarantee that he's going to be able to draw those, but he might if the herald stuff works out. So he doesn't have anything good to trash. I think getting a beggar here is a good idea.
Yeah, for example, yeah. Armory for beggar, then armory for silver, and then play herald.
Yep.
I agree. That's pretty strong. Especially as he has 2 trade routes in hand. Then he can catapult a gold, play
I
2
mean,
trade routes for copper.
he could actually armory for another trade route too, because he can catapult gold and trade route 3 coppers that he gets from.
Oh
beggars.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And that gives him more buys, and that gives him, each one is worth 1 coin now, so trade route's not a terrible card anymore.
But if he really gets still like a second catapult, because he, as you can see, he has trouble with all his golds drawing his deck, and I think he needs to trash a few and give JW a few curses, especially as the piles are now getting low and it's at least negative points.
Actually, yeah, I don't know. I think with the situation with trade route, it might actually help the opponent to give them curses. Like if you think
It's
they're going to draw their deck, then the curses is going to help them out because they'll just trash it with trade route. Unless you can end the game on this turn, of course.
yeah, I guess it really depends if your opponent can draw the deck, and
I
I'm
think
not
JW
sure. Yeah,
has overdraw at this point.
but they can all still dart. They have both a lot of treasures in their deck. And if you really like, let's say you give your opponent 2 curses, your opponent darts, you give your opponent again 2 curses, and then it snowballs from there, right?
Absolutely.
It really depends. If your
Yep.
opponent can draw their deck, then giving curses might be detrimental. But if they can't, then this really hurts.
Another tricky endgame.
At least JW made sure Sicomatic can't really get the city, because then JW might just empty the estates and win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with what plus buy?
Oh wait, does he go for free pile here?
Oh, it looks like he's going for it.
But he needs to buy Province City, right? And catapult a gold. Can he do that?
Wait, what? Why did he? Why did he play that armory?
Ah,
To
for
get an
this it.
extra coin from trade route. Oh man. Wow, nice spot from Sicomatic.
That was sweet.
Fantastic finish. Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't have figured that out if that would have been possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Correct.
so Psychomatic is very close in winning this match. Last game, not necessarily last game, but maybe the deciding game. 6 now.
Mm-hmm. And they're playing over who advances to the round of 16 to face Marcus.
Can you feel the tension? Can they handle the pressure?
Indeed. Yeah, it was game 3 and game 5 had some really crazy tense end games.
Yeah, I really like the uh, Armory gaining a state to make trade route make worth more. That was pretty
Very,
sweet.
very clever. I was like, oh no, why is he playing the armory? Doesn't he want to trash it with Adru?
Yeah.
I wonder if that would have worked also.
Yeah, the problem though, he needed another buy to get
He needed
enough
another
points.
point. Yeah. It was clever. Yeah, there were a lot of permutations there because if he had trashed with catapult, that would have given his opponent -1 VP. But that's a very costly play because that loses him, 2 coins. Yeah, it was a good spot for sure. I don't know if. Oh, I guess JW is taking a quick break, and he's back.
Okay. Oh. Okay. How is it pronounced? Villa? Villa?
Villa.
Villa.
Excuse me. The return of Villa.
Okay. Yeah. So the again with Terminal Draw and Envoy and Catacombs. So that is again pretty strong, and we have even Chapel as again here.
Yeah. No, they both have 3/4 openings.
Squire without attacks though.
Yep. Yeah, you could go. You could be real gutsy and just. I mean, it's not even a risk, right? Chapel Envoy, and then like you play Envoy and you can at least buy Vila.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how good that is. The other thing that comes to mind is Amulet is a potentially interesting opening. If they collide, it's sad as usual, but if
Yeah,
they don't collide,
Amulet's Chapel is pretty good, I think.
you can get some silvers.
Mm-hmm.
Help things.
And later you can just maybe even apprentice them if you want to.
Then you can, or you can just Amulet away the Chapel, because Amulet will remain a reasonable card. Silver looks pretty good here with Envoy and Bombs. And City Quarter. I mean, there's City Quarter too, but
yeah, you don't need apprentice for draw if you have City Quarter.
The problem with City Quarter is that there's not a lot of payload from the actions. You have Squire, Candlestick Maker, Vila, but none of those give more than 1 coin.
Apprentice the Catacombs to get a Villa in hand. Oh my goodness.
That's actually pretty awesome. But yeah, I think I like playing with more silvers here. But Apprentice definitely has a role to play. Because yeah, Apprentice Catacombs looks great. Apprentice your Trashers.
Yeah, what is the payload though? Probably just silvers. Yeah, I think it's the easiest way to. I think you would get you want like 2 amulets and use them to gain a few silvers. Maybe only 1. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
One
think
is
you,
enough, probably.
I think you play with treasures here. I think you have to. But
Is
Haven
there...
helps you use like you can use Haven to make
Yeah,
sure you.
exactly. That's what I was just going to say. You can use Haven to set aside an action that will help City Quarter, or just set aside a City Quarter.
It helps with City Quarter, but it also just helps if you set aside Apprentice with Haven, then
Mm-hmm.
you can guarantee to kick off on your turn. You know, Apprentice, your card of choice, Catacombs, Vila, Gold, whatever you want to Apprentice.
So, indeed, JW goes for Chapel Amulet and, yeah, Psychomatic Mirrors. Yeah, here you just have to Chapel, especially as you can trash 2 estates. Yeah. And that's 4. So that might be an Envoy now.
Psychomatic gets a nice amulet on turn 3. Um, Hopefully Chapel on turn 4.
Yeah.
Although I guess you just gain a silver in that case. So here I would get, well, Haven I think is the most attractive. Candlestick Maker doesn't seem all that good here because you're going to be getting +5 from Vila. Squire, interesting. Oh, Psychomatic's Chapel misses.
Uh-oh.
That's big. But he does get another. He gets to trash 2 estates at least, because of the turn 3 amulet.
They're talking about Villa pronunciation.
Uh, so the chat is talking about potentially skipping Chapel,
Really?
getting something
And I
like
missed that.
Envoy Amulet.
Uh, hmm. That's potentially pretty risky. I mean,
Yeah, there's upside there, but yeah, I like the Chapel. So JW gets a silver on his turn 4. Psychomatic.
I think you still want Chapel, because if you skip Chapel, that means you need to use Amulet for trashing instead of silver gaining.
Yeah, I agree.
And that seems
Oh, interesting.
slow.
So Psychomatic uses the amulet for coin and gets a Catacombs. JW also gets a Catacombs on a 5 copper turn. So getting those Catacombs early.
So JW could use Amulet for coin, get Villa, and trash 1 estate. Not
That
sure if that
doesn't.
is good.
Uh,
I mean, the other options are all not that great.
yeah, that's
Unless...
true. Yeah, the other best option is I don't even know. Like you amulet trash estate and then buy silver or something, or you could Chapel estate copper by Haven or something.
Yeah, that is, I think, the other option, because the first thing you said seems strictly worse than Villa trashing estate. And he
Okay.
does it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting plays. So now JW in his shuffle has a Squire and a Vila. So he's likely to be able to play Catacombs non-terminally.
Psychomatic has really, really sad draws.
Yep. Oh, no. It's Psychomatic who has the Squire. That's right. Okay. So Psychomatic has a good turn coming up, but that turn was pretty bad. He just picks up a second amulet.
So here he needs to trash Cobra and then buy Catacombs, I assume.
Catacombs is good. Apprentice seems okay at this point. You can trash your Chapel, and then in future you can trash Catacombs or whatever. But yeah, trashing Copper here makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't see any upside in using it for coin or silver.
Coin, you could pick up a Squire as well, I guess.
I don't think you really want the Squire, though. You want to get just draw cards, and I mean, Villa already doesn't draw, so
Yeah.
adding Squires seems just not very good, especially as Apprentice and Squire doesn't get you anything.
Yep. I agree. Yep. So JW does trash and picks up a second Catacombs.
Yeah.
Now Sicomatic plays the Squire and Catacombs. He
I
has to
probably,
decide.
I think he discards and finds guarantees his chapel, right?
Yeah. It's like it's unfortunate to see both amulets at the same time. Um,
Yeah, but as he was, don't think it was all that bad because he knew that he would draw his chapel instead.
yeah. I don't know how much you trash here. I think there's merit to only trashing one copper, um, since you have the Catacombs. Um,
I think with as he has two amulets, I think I would just trash 4 cards and buy a Haven or something, and
use the amulets for silver gaining.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Haven is the best choice of the 2 cost options.
Yeah, I think Haven's going to do a lot of work later in the game,
Yeah.
and it's still fine right now.
Oh, that was close, but he can do it here. I mean, he Catacombs, he could discard as well here. But I think he keeps, gets Villa, and draws again.
Yep. Seems good, and he'll be able to play his amulet also.
Yeah. Amulet, trash chapel, or yeah, and then next turn gain silver. That seems, I think, the way to go.
Yep. And he can, or he can gain silver, pick up apprentice.
I rather like Catacombs here and do the Villa thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Psychomatic with 2 amulets.
He gets silver now. That seems weird.
And trashes copper and gets envoy. Interesting. Okay.
Huh. Okay. I mean, normally I would agree with Envoy being better, but with the Apprentice here on the board, Catacombs seems pretty nice.
So awkward spot for Psychomatic. He can use an amulet for coin to get a Vila if he wants. So he could play the second amulet, but he probably wants to set up alternating amulets anyway. Nope, it looks like he's going for the Vila play.
Uh,
He's just trashed really hard.
yeah, he needs to gain silver now. Maybe not this turn, but gain at least 2 silvers with both amulets the next turn.
I think gaining silver here is fine, and then he can play the Haven to draw it up. And
oh yeah, he can still play his
another
Haven. I thought he was out of actions.
the only unfortunate thing is just ideally you want those amulets to be alternating.
Yeah. I think just buy another silver.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also
His 2 amulets are out of his deck, so he's going to have an easy time drawing it all up.
I mean, the other option would be a third amulet, but I think that's overkill. Yeah.
And here he can gain, next turn he can gain silvers and draw it up. Oh no, he doesn't have actually a draw card in hand.
Oh yeah,
Meanwhile,
that's...
JW has a strong turn with all his draw.
Yep.
Overdraw, in fact.
I think I would just Hmm. So if he keeps that, he has eight. No, two, seven, 10. So I think I would really like just keeping it like that and get like gold envoy.
Well, I mean, there's no reason not to play the last Catacombs, right?
Uh, isn't
That will
that
draw.
it depends what the last card is.
I
Uh,
think it's a silver or a copper. Let's look at the trash. There's 8 copper in the trash, and
or
Sicomatic.
it would probably be even smarter just to use chapel and trash for the 4 coppers here. Now that I think about it, and just buy gold.
I think that's a silver in there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, JW has a lot of draw.
Yeah, I think exactly. That's why I think trashing the coppers and buying a gold is pretty good. Then he can use his amulet to gain more silvers without any problems.
Hmm. I don't know. I think I would. I wouldn't be too eager to trash the coppers right now. I'd be more interested in picking up
I
some
mean, he
haven.
has like 4 coppers, 2 silvers, a chapel. That's like 7 stop cards, and then there's still amulet, 2 villas, and so on that all don't draw.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was thinking the havens might be a good investment. Um, so he can just make it guaranteed. Like I don't mind trashing some coppers if it's not gonna interfere with his draw or with the purchases he wants to make. Like he could pick up, yeah, like maybe trashing 2 copper and then you pick up a gold and a haven is reasonable.
I don't see any reason why you would keep the coppers around, as you can get silvers just so easy and
Well,
add.
JW only has the one amulet.
Okay, I mean sure, but it's still okay. He trashed 3 coppers.
Oh, and then he can draw. Okay, then he can get the amulet. All right, I like alternating amulets, so this puts him in a good spot there. Could pick up another envoy here. I don't know how good that is.
Yeah, I like adding more draw.
I keep forgetting about all the cool tricks you can do when you have overdraw in a Vila game. Buy the thing you want to draw and then buy Vila. So smart.
Okay, yeah. And even with all this draw, he doesn't draw
Yeah.
a single draw card. That's why exactly that is the reason why I said trash all the coppers.
Yeah. I think some apprentices and havens are gonna help add reliability to these decks.
So what do you think about City Quarter? Is that now the time to add it?
So the thing about City Quarter is it's great at drawing like the rest of your deck once you have some stuff drawn. But that's not a problem that either of these two players are facing right now. The problem they're facing is they can draw their deck. If they get the cards at the right time, they need to ensure that they have good draw at the beginning. And
Yeah,
City Quarter doesn't really help that much there. Like
agreed.
you're on average going to see like 3 actions, so City Quarter is like a lost city, which is good, but is not like amazing. Apprentice is going to be better at helping you guarantee kicking off if you have it in your opening hand. So Psychomatic gets a Haven and a Catacombs. I like the Havens.
Yeah.
JW also gets Haven and Catacombs. So we'll see if any of them add apprentices.
Yeah, here comes the villa.
That's a scary turn for a scary hand for JW.
Yeah, but I think he just has to play catacombs.
Yeah, and hope he sees a silver.
Yeah.
silver or double silver.
Although he had 3 silvers, or was it two silvers last turn?
So Sicomatic has a lot less draw. Right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was thinking as well.
Like, does he even have a third Catacombs, or does he just have the 2?
I'm not sure.
JW has 2 envoys and at least 2 Catacombs.
So Mixenok agreed with me. Trash all the coppers.
Yeah. I'm too attached to my coppers, I wanna hold on. So he doesn't play the Haven, which is interesting. Doesn't like that shuffle, I guess. But a good turn coming up for Psychomatic.
Oh, that's sad.
Interesting. Wait. Oh, he discarded it. Okay, and also got a 1 silver hand.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, very sad. Yeah, I don't know. I think
that was pretty. That was a pretty big setback here.
Yep.
And the next turn is scary as well.
Yeah, I think you play Haven first, set aside an Amulet, because you don't want to play both of them this turn anyway.
Yeah.
And hopefully you end up drawing some coins.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sicomatic is now in the has surpassed JW here, I think.
He can draw his deck this turn. Yep. But JW does have more draw, so there is that.
Okay, so he has 5 silvers. That's 13.
Yeah, you might as well set aside the Haven, I guess. Oh, unless you want to play Amulet to gain silver and then draw the silver. In which case you set aside silver. Setting aside silver is okay because it gives you a little protection if you just get your draw cards and not your villa.
Yep. Yeah, I like that idea. Setting aside silver, then Amulet gain. No, wait, he doesn't have enough actions to do that.
Oh, yeah, then I like setting aside Haven. So you can get to 14 if he uses the Amulet for coin, which seems like a nice number. I still like an Apprentice, so I would look at like Catacombs Apprentice Envoy or something.
Yeah, Apprentice now. I think Apprentice now is good because trashing silvers, they can be easily replaced.
Trashing villas too, like there's just so many good trash targets depending on what your hand is. Trashing Catacombs.
Yeah, trashing Catacombs. Yeah.
Huh, does not play the Amulet? Or he's probably gonna do some Villa tricks. Oh, to set aside Catacombs with the Haven, it looks like, is the plan. Yeah, I mean, going for reliability is smart. And then he can pick up an Envoy here if he wants.
Mm-hmm. I sure hope so he does. Because,
like...
I mean, another Haven is okay-ish, but I think 2 Havens is already enough to...
Although both of his are in duration, so he won't have any Havens on his upcoming turn, but he can just gain them and buy Vila, like
yeah.
Play tricks that way. All right, so saved.
Yeah.
And this is
That's a little mind tricks here.
yeah, because Sicomatic might discard the silver, but no.
That's pretty smart. I didn't even think about that earlier when he had Catacombs and Envoy and needed the coins. That it's a little bit mind tricks here.
Wait, what just happened here? It looks like JW is trying to be fancy.
he
Perhaps, and
he
he
forgot.
thought he had multiple
Yeah,
buys.
yeah.
But no, you can't. You're not allowed to be fancy yet. Just the Vila. All right.
Okay.
All right. Now we'll see what kind of shenanigans. Oh, he's gonna set aside the envoy.
Yeah, I assume. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Please trash that copper here.
No reason not to. I think. You can get apprentice catacombs here, or apprentice to havens.
Yeah, Apprentice Catacombs is pretty good, I think.
So JW has 4 Vilas. Sicomatic has 3. The Vila gaining fun will end in the next few turns. But none of the other piles are that low. Ooh, he's going for the denial play. Interesting. It worked out for him last time, so he figured why not.
Okay.
He does have lots of draw in his deck, so I think he's not gonna be punished for having all those Vilas. It's an interesting play.
So he has 3 Catacombs and 1 Envoy. That's still. Wait, he set aside an Envoy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Then it's fine. That's fine. Yep.
Sicomatic will now have to pick up Squires for additional plus action, which is just as not a whole lot worse than Vila, but the mid-turn gaining tricks are over.
Yeah.
Is JW thinking about copper? I mean, or city quarter? I'm not sure what's going on.
The problem. Yeah, now that villas are gone, city quarter is reasonable because.
It is a high action density. Yeah.
No, I mean I rather meant with that you can't do villa tricks.
Yeah. And then the question is like, what can you do with overdraw? Because city quarter gives you big overdraw. So all you can do really is, with Vila gone, all you can do with overdraw is gain silvers with amulet and Squire. I think that's it.
So when do you think is the right time to green here?
I think Sicomatic's deck is in a slightly better position to green because of the havens. Yeah.
They both have 2.
Oh, never mind then. All right, so JW does get the city quarter. I mean, I think you want to start thinking about greening pretty soon because you can't add payload.
Yeah, that's what why I was asking, because I'm not really sure how you would do that. Would you go for full green, or for province apprentice buys, or how would you do that?
Yeah. Depends how much kind of draw you have. So JW with the city quarter is representing a lot of overdraw. So I would like just province and havens from him going forward. Sicomatic might want to invest in his own source of overdraw and or reliability.
Yeah, I really like adding apprentice now. So if you get Sicomatic gets to 13 here, like province apprentice, I think is the thing that I would do. And you can just use apprentice on catacombs and even gain like a silver for additional payload in the meantime, while even drawing a whole lot. or just Envoy to replace the draw card. So, okay, let's see what he's capable of. So he has 5 silvers, a coin in Villa and Squire, and potentially Amulet.
Yeah, so I think he can
But I
play.
think he needs to play Villa, then Amulet gain silver, then Squire for actions, and then Catacombs draw.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think it was actually pretty big for JW to deny Sicomatic the opportunity to gain Havens this turn. The chance that he duds next turn is, I think, pretty high, given that he has no Havens.
You mean deny Villas? Or what do you mean?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
he denied the Vilas, he denied the ability for
Yeah,
Sicomatic to gain and play Havens this turn.
yeah. You say, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, because you said deny Havens.
Because like obviously Sicomatic has more Catacombs than he can use this turn. It'd be great to set aside with Haven.
I don't know what is in his discard, but I still think Amulet, getting silver, and then Squire Catacombs is the way to go.
Yeah, he had a clean discard at the beginning, so I think he just has a silver and a Catacombs.
Because I don't think he needs more buys from Scryer, so you can safely use it for actions. He has already 4 buys.
I agree. And he can't use Squire for.
And I think I think it's a good point to green, especially because JW has 7 dead, and he can just get Province Apprentice, and JW has a hard time improving his deck and greening, or maybe not even greening. So Sicomatic, I think, needs to go for green this turn now.
Mm-hmm. Sicomatic can do a little better than that. I think he'll have. Let's see, he has 4.
Yeah, sure, he can even pick up another Haven or something.
Yeah, he'll have 18 coins, so he can get a province of double apprentice or.
Oh yeah, that seems also good.
Squire. Yeah, lots of options.
If he can get 18 province double apprentice, seems just really, really strong. I don't think Psychomatics should get City Quarter. I don't. I think it's too late.
I agree. I think it's unnecessary. Like he has overdraw.
Yeah, and he has enough actions.
I mean, one more Squire wouldn't hurt, in case he needs to play more.
Yeah, if he gets like to only 17, like Province Apprentice Haven Squire seems also good.
Yep.
Okay, so he has 3, 6, 7, 14. Wow, yeah, he has 18. Yep, you were right. So I would go for Province Apprentice here. And then it's very unlikely that you will stall and can easily get double Province each turn.
Yeah, I mean, the next turn is pretty scary for Sicomatic just because he's got 5 cards and he needs to either see an apprentice or he needs to see both a village and a draw card. But after that point, he'll be in good shape because he's got the 2 havens. Assuming he doesn't dud, he can set aside stuff with 2 havens. Okay, here we go. We got Province Apprentice. And he can pick up additional havens next turn.
Yeah, he does it.
to keep it going.
Yeah, genau. Yeah.
Oh, but he's got a dud turn anyway.
Oh
Despite
my
his
goodness,
best
yeah.
efforts. Meanwhile, JW's got a really strong start. Huh. Ooh, discarding Catacombs is pretty painful here.
I think I said something wrong. Twice as less instead of half as much. Okay.
Okay, so it looks like JW is going to draw up. There's that city quarter.
Yeah, the
Not
sad city quarter that doesn't do anything.
putting in much work. Gain silver with amulet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
The chapel just sticks around. Oh, and JW has not this turn either, right? So
21. But 7 dead, that's only 14. I think Province Apprentice is the way to go here.
And then I guess Haven doesn't hurt.
That's 15 though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, I didn't realize JW also had both of his Havens in duration that turn. But he has less chance of dudding just because he has 7 villas and excuse me, chat, villa. And 7 terminal draw cards and city quarter. So he gets Envoy Squire. So just going heavy there. All right, so JW's turn looks like he might be saved.
So what does Sicomatic do here? It's pretty scary now. I guess just buy an apprentice, although he has already 2, right? I don't know. Buy another draw card.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that appeals to me here.
I mean, if he had 8, I would just buy a province, but it's 7.
Yep, but he has 7.
I guess the next turn. I think the best thing he can do is just add more payload in the hopes he kicks off next turn. I mean, there are a lot of good cards coming up. He will probably overdraw if he uses Apprentice. So adding a few squires or something might work out, or Candlestick Maker.
Yeah, he can gain the silver with this Apprentice here, or excuse me, with the amulet here. If he wants more payload next turn.
Yeah. And then he has still 6 and 3 buys, so he can get a couple Candlestick Makers, Havens, and Squires. Although I like adding now more payload because he will likely overdraw with his 2 apprentices.
Yeah, I mean, I like only using 1 apprentice and havening the other one, so to set up a good 2-turn sequence.
What is he thinking? Because why would you stop after 1 villa?
I don't know. Oh, maybe he just wants to deny information. I don't know. If he's only going to buy a 5 cost. It's these next level plays.
So we passed 3.5 hours. It's pretty crazy. I think my longest game was against Meek, 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a 6 game match that exceeded 3 hours, but I was pretty close against DG, I think.
So what if JW wins here? It's random starting player, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And the only special rule is that if it would be a tie by the usual rules of Dominion,
Yeah, second player wins.
the second player wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like Sicomatic picks up a squire and an envoy there. And his next hand looks good.
Saved by the city quarter, probably.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I think you definitely play City Quarter, right?
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Well, I mean, if you were really optimistic, no, you need to play that. Like setting it aside for next turn.
No, you need to play the city quarter.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think there's no doubt.
yeah, if he had like plus actions and he was just looking for a draw card, then well, maybe play one Haven and see what happens. But all right, he's all good. Yeah, this will be drawing the deck, I think. Although, I guess if Psychomatic gives him Envoy and the Envoy only reveals one or two draw cards, he could be in trouble.
You're cutting out of the sudden a little bit in the audio. Not sure what is going on.
Oh, well, maybe my internet is not doing great. But yeah, it looks like JW has a bit of a dud here.
I mean, it's still like double province.
Oh,
Oh,
saved.
saved.
But he did have to use one of the Havens.
So, can you safely triple province here? That is the big question, right? Because Psychomatic has 2 apprentices, he can just trash catacombs, gain silver, and has big payload for triple province estate.
Can JW afford triple province? I think he only has.
Oh, okay, maybe not.
He doesn't
14.
quite have it. He has 22 if he uses Amulet for coin, I think.
Okay. Okay, if
So
he had 24, I don't think it would be wise to get triple province. That was what I was going to say.
yeah, it would be really close.
I think you would do like double province apprentice here or something.
Yeah, so that's
Double
definitely.
province duchy also not crazy.
I think the time for taking silvers with Amulet is over. So
Yeah, I think the payload is now enough.
he has a outrageous number of buys. I'm wondering if there's a 3 pile possibility here with estates.
Oh,
Because he has 9 buys with the Squire. No, not enough. 9 buys with Catacombs Haven. Not enough. And he doesn't have coins for anything else. But yeah, it's good to look at the piles, especially for JW, because he has the advantage.
yeah. I mean, he could get 9 buys, but Envoy Catacombs is too expensive.
Yeah, so I like 2 provinces and something.
Yeah, I really think he needs an apprentice. He gets another silver though.
Yeah, but he uses the amulet for plus coin.
Burning Skull says he had a 3 hour, 50-minute game once. And if DG would play against JW, that would be the longest game.
Yeah.
Okay, so double province for sure, I think. And then he has 6 coins left, and I think that has to be an apprentice. I don't think there's anything else. Maybe duchy, but I still like apprentice.
Yeah, I think duchy or apprentice seem like the best things.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the apprentice.
Okay, he has a starting hand to kick off. So I'm pretty sure I would apprentice the catacombs here and gain a silver and try to maybe. I don't think. Can he get quadruple province? I don't think he can, right?
No, I don't think that's going to be possible. So,
But
what
still,
kind of?
apprenticing the catacombs, and even if he gets only an envoy, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, here's the question: like, what does Sicomatic do with these 4 provinces in the supply? It's a tricky spot to be in.
Yeah.
I think taking 2 is losing, so long as JW has a turn. I think taking 3 is an interesting line, but is losing to province, duchy, estate. Taking 1 might be the safest play. Just kind of bank on JW not getting a monster turn. Get 1 province and some duchies, and then hope to have his turn. So
He
Psychomatic
gained a
gains.
squire from that. Okay.
Yeah, Squire's very versatile because if you have the overdraw for silver gain, and if you need the plus actions, it can be that. So seems reasonable. But yeah, I think getting to just buying 1 province is the safest thing for Psychomatic to do. Or well, I mean, yeah, that leads to the highest chance of winning. Buying 0 provinces
So
is losing.
I think he will play rather catacombs than envoy here to guarantee a village. Yeah, exactly. Now he can discard and hope to find a village here. Right?
Yeah,
Okay, he finds at least an apprentice.
I think I
So
would we'll do 1 haven first and hope to find a village.
yeah, and
And if I
then
do, I could set aside apprentice.
yeah,
But if I
I
don't,
like that. Yeah.
then play apprentice. He can apprentice the envoy too. Yes, he has plenty of draw.
Well, he just trashed the catacombs. If he trashes even,
Oh, yeah.
okay, that's he did what you said, but he didn't find a village.
Yeah. Apprentice to silver is completely reasonable. Trashes the amulet. That's also reasonable.
Yeah, that's
All right.
also reasonable. Okay,
Looks like
and he
he's
kicks
gonna have.
off.
And it looks like Psychomatic's going to be able to set aside an envoy with his other haven after he drops.
Catacombs or oh yeah, he has an envoy in the discard. Yeah. If the yeah.
He can also use the square for silver gaining. I think. No, then he'll won't have enough actions. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, he could set aside the squire with Haven. That might be smarter because he tends to have trouble getting his plus action.
I really like the setting aside higher cost card in the case you draw apprentice.
That's true. Oh yeah, trashing the amulet or makes even more sense. Given that he had 2, so yeah, here he can gain the silver and set aside whatever he wants.
Okay, so he has 7 silvers in hand, 5 coins already in play. That's 1419. He has also another squire he can play. That's 20. Amulet 21 if he wants to. So what would you do with 21? Like province, duchy.
And then Haven, maybe? Well, or Squire or something.
Yeah, Haven is reasonable because he will play both his Havens this turn.
Yeah, in the off chance that there are 2 turns left in the game, which seems unlikely.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Never know.
Oh, 22 even if he amulets for a
It's
silver.
like,
True, yeah. I didn't even consider that.
Yeah. I think one province is pretty safe. Like, it's not impossible for JW to get 20, but you lose the game if JW like has that kind of money anyway. Um, so I think you need to put yourself in a position where even if JW gets 2 provinces next turn, you can win.
Yeah, 22 is a lot better, which means he can even get two costs after province duchy duchy. Oh, okay. Not that unreasonable to get that apprentice. The
Yeah.
problem though is if JW gets like doesn't win but get like 2 province and a duchy, he needs to get a lot of points from duchies.
So something in favor of the apprentice gain there is that Sicomatic has a lot of squires, which can be used to gain silver if he has overdraw. In particular, if he's using apprentice to trash his terminal draw, that he can add more payload. So his last turn, if he knows it's going to be the last turn, like JW takes 2 provinces and a duchy or something, then he can just go crazy with apprentice trashing catacombs, getting as much payload as possible.
Yeah, but still, let's say he gets 2 province and a duchy. That's 15 points. That's 33. Which means he needs to get 19 points from 1 province. That's 11. So he needs to get 4 duchies. I know that. Okay, I guess that's possible.
Especially because he can, he can
That's
get
but
like
still 28 coins. That's still quite a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. But who knows? JW might not get a 2 province
Yeah,
duchy.
you want to keep that right, that hand.
Yeah. It's funny that JW still has his apple. He has had opportunities to trash it to his amulet, but he's always preferred to take silver, I think.
I mean, it's risky that envoy, but I still think you want to keep that. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But pretty sure you find something good from the envoy. JW has an apprentice, right?
Yeah, even if Psychomatic denies like catacombs, the only catacombs that gets revealed in those 5 cards, you might just even have enough silvers and villas to get to provinces, which is pretty strong. It's just a big risk that you discard these and you just don't get any draw.
Yeah.
He discards and he does not get any draw.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I think you don't want to take a province in JW's position. You just have to say, Psychomatic, like, I'm going to force you to have a really, really good turn. Just take 2 duchies here.
Yeah, 2 duchies and I don't know, any 2 cost here.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I they talk about the Dominion lists. I posted on Dominion strategy, not in video form, because I didn't have time to do that. Check out the wiki, and it should be there.
I think in hindsight, playing the envoy would probably have not resulted in a a continuation of the turn, but it would have just been a slightly better dud. Because he would have
Yeah,
been able
let's see what he
to
did draw.
he would have drawn 2 silvers Avila, or he would have revealed 2 silvers Avila and then 2 other cards. So unless they were both, draw cards, his turn would not have continued.
Mhm.
But he would have had like 2 or 3 extra coins.
City Quarter.
What? Double City Quarter?
No. Really? No, Envoy City Quarter.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused. All right, interesting. Okay, I guess he figures the duchies don't matter. If he can kick off, yeah. I mean, I guess it's true. So if Sicomatic can only get 2 provinces, then JW with a good turn can definitely win.
Okay,
So,
but JW has an apprentice in hand, but the problem is Sicomatic has 2 apprentices in hand, which is very likely to win here.
yeah, I think Sicomatic can definitely get to triple province here.
Here, just apprentice trash catacombs here.
Yep,
Gain
gaining
any money,
silver.
whatever,
Yep.
silver, squire maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, silver. Okay,
And
let's see what are the cards. Yeah, just Villa Catacombs or Villa Envoy. Yeah, that's also good. Okay, turn continues. Yeah, that seems like the win.
Yep. He can apprentice another catacombs. Decides to draw up first.
With all the villas here. Well, one gets denied. He might even, I don't know, apprentice a duchy.
There's no need. I mean, apprentice catacomb should be completely safe. He's got the envoy in hand, right? Yeah. So he can Vila envoy here to be even safer. Yeah.
Okay, so he has 9 silvers. He has already the 3 buys. 9, that's 18. 22, he needs 2 coins. He has already a squire in hand, so he needs only 1 coin. So if he apprentice the catacombs, that should be it.
Yep.
And yeah, that's it. That's the win.
Whew. Strong play from both players, but I think Sicomatic getting the apprentice first was good, and JW's city quarter did not pay off.
Yeah.
And that is the match.
That is well the match. Congrats to Sicomatic. Going to the top 16, facing Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to him. JW played really well. I think that was maybe the long game and or the nerves that he discarded there, or he was just a little bit too greedy. That costed him the match here. But you said he might have done it anyway. But still, yeah.
Yep, strong players and a lot of close games. There will be more